shows other running backs out there, you can come here and contribute. We are not just an air raid school.
What a cool thing to be open about a record like that and the value it can have for future classes. This is one of those moments for Texas Tech that can really set up Joey McGuire, or it can set up Colorado as a real force once again in the Big 12. Here we go. Buffaloes and Red Raiders. There go the Tortillas. Jacoby Williams on the return. And he has a crease down the sideline. This place is already up for grabs to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, you get the sense the stadium knows who's in town.
You get the sense the tailgate at Big Noon Kickoff at the set. You were here at about 9:45 this morning. You can feel it in this place. And Baron Morton, a Texas native, has the reins of this offense. He's been really good with the football.
And he's got to be the calm in the chaos. Just got to be the facilitator and the operator with a lot of talent around him.
Including Brooks next to him. It's an opening throw. It's down the middle, and Josh Kelly breaking inside the red zone. You think he's fired up? First down, Tech.
Well, this is pretty simple. This is what they do. All of the run action. You can see the Buffaloes fly into the line of scrimmage. A little RPO. Barron sees that attack mode. He pulls it out and puts it right on the chest of one of the best receivers in the conference.
He lit up Colorado last year in a different uniform for Washington State. 130 yards through the air with the Cougars. That was Kelly in the orbit motion. And this is Taj Brooks for 2 yards on first down behind an offensive line that comes from just about everywhere. But Rogers is the centerpiece, as Allison said.
Making his 52nd start. Kelly is so good in that slot and amazing on third down.
The leading third down reception man in all of college football, Josh Kelly. Got them into the red zone. This lob is for him, and it's too deep. It is incomplete with Preston Hodge on the coverage and talking to Kelly. 3rd and 8, and it's Buffalo's defense that's without a couple of guys today.
Yeah, they're down a couple defensive tackles, but B.J. Green, Okalola have been difference makers on the edge. The two linebackers, Hill Green and Bentley, aggressive downhill guys. You will see them try to hit that run game right in the mouth. And Mr. Hunter, yeah, you'll see him just about all day in every phase of this game.
112 snaps on the average. Free runner coming. He's got a man out of the backfield into the end zone. Touchdown. The ball came out. Jalen Conyers is into the end zone for the score. There's a marker in as well. Let's see what the officials sort out. It is a touchdown.
Can you tell the markers versus the tortillas?
It's hard.
Well, the route is going to come underneath the line of scrimmage right here. A really good job by Conyers. He catches it behind the line so you can block right there. That's why he was free. If he catches that downfield, that's a penalty. You can't do it. But because he catches it behind the line of scrimmage, the timing is perfect. The precision is better. And you can't draw up a better start for the boys from Lubbock.
Conyers, who threw a touchdown with a beautiful pass earlier this year in the Baylor game, puts Tech on the board 70 seconds in.
Picking up the pieces.
Man, oh man, this is going to be fun. So Deion Sanders said during the week, jokingly, like, are tortillas legal? Is that legal? And Travis Hunter, he just picks one up as a keepsake before the first play of the ball game. He's like, you know what? I don't know. Snack time later. How about that?
You said it right before kick. And you got this spidey sense every once in a while, Benetti. Like, this is going to be wild.
Oh, yeah.
You just feel it in the building today.
It is going to be an adventure. Here's our Modelo scoring summary, sponsored by Modelo, now recruiting full-time fans. Please drink responsibly.
Some of these stadiums fill up after kick.
Yeah, not this one.
Not this one.
You said it. They have seen some absolute shootouts in this place. 66-59, the Crabtree game. We saw Michael Crabtree on set earlier today, and this feels like one of those games.
And I bet Mr. Mahomes is like, that was fitting. Score my uni in a minute 10.
Reese Burkhardt on the approach. Jimmy Horn Jr. in a sea of tortillas. From the 10. He's not going to get to the 15. Great coverage by Joseph Plunk for Texas Tech. Shedeur Sanders, one of the most accurate quarterbacks in all of college football. He took a ton of hits earlier in the year. The offensive line has gotten so much better for him.
Yeah, balance has been a key to that. They've been able to run the ball a little bit. Just one sack in each game the last 2 weeks after being under such duress all of last year. And look at that completion percentage. Second only to Dylan Gabriel up at Oregon. Completions, completions, completions.
That's what his father, Coach Prime, said to us yesterday. There's movement at the line. It's Kareem Harden, the right guard.
Yeah, they've not faced this. You can crank all the sound up all you want in Boulder. And then coming off of a bye week, they've had plenty of time to prepare. But they've not been in a venue like this, as Deion's saying, calm down, but they're not going to calm down in the crowd. The only way to calm down is to go execute.
And Colorado has done that on the road. Ball's on the ground, and Sanders going to have to dive on top of it.
Is this another early snap?
Snaps have been such an issue for this team.
Yeah, you can see Shedeur is just not ready for that snap. We were in Tucson when Zelinskas, they had to pull him late in the game for Cleveland. I expect, in talking to Allison on the field, who caught up with Phil Odold, you're going to see Cleveland today.
Maybe soon.
But that's not the way you want to start for Zelinskas and Shedeur.
2nd and 19. Sanders on the throw. That's Travis Hunter. And these guys can break tackles. We saw it before the bye week against Cincinnati. One-on-one turns into disaster at points. And there is Zelinskas in the middle of all this. We'll see what the center position does.
Yeah, and some moving pieces, playing a bunch of guys at guard. The tackle, Seaton's been an absolute rock and stud as a true freshman. And speed galore. Maybe one of the best quartets. All four of those receivers with the ball in their hands. Danger.
They're top 30 in the country in yards after the catch as a group. 3rd and 7. Augustive on the motion. It's a first down, and it is Wester. LeJontay Wester on the catch against a pass defense that has struggled at points this season, 132nd in the country.
And struggle because they just can't get home without pressure. That time an all-out blitz, just 11 sacks from that D-line. Rodriguez is the rock right in the middle of it. And while experienced, pretty leaky on the back end.
Colorado doesn't run the ball a whole lot. They're 62% pass. Augustive will lose yards here. And, you know, offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur says, we'll run the ball if we're gaining yards, but there's no reason to if you're not.
That's right. And they've been able to the last couple weeks. Arizona, Cincinnati, those fair fight, equal numbers in the box, been able to run it. Not that time.
Sanders loads of time. He'll scan. He'll roll. And he'll slide down. Hemmed in beautifully by Texas Tech. Dyson and Esters together. It's a loss of 3.
Yeah, that was going to be a screen, and it was covered. Men were downfield, and Shedeur knew he could not throw it down the field. He simply had to eat it and create now in 3rd and extra long.
They're top 25 in 3rd down in college football at 46%, but this is 3rd and forever. See how many Texas Tech brings. If they can get home, they'll rush 4. Sanders with time to the edge, and this ball is knocked away. It's Shepard going for it. McCarty was over there with him.
No, they just rushed 4 right there, and just a little stop route trying to get to the sticks here. Doesn't A, get to the sticks, he's short of it, and then B, a nice job to actually knock the ball away from
It was
Horn.
Horn, yeah. Horn with the play over there.
Well, you can't see the numbers?
Don't start with me. They're beautiful jerseys.
In the sunshine, they are pretty glimmering.
You're as energetic as the crowd right now, and it scares me. Bassett has been working on his distance punting as this will roll for him into the arms of Brown, and he's got some escapability. So off the 51-yard punt, there is a marker in as well. There's a penalty marker that has flown in. Tuta Salam doesn't want to be hydrated as yet. He's got a penalty. First.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Texas Tech.
Both these teams are 100th or worse in penalty yards. Rob Stone, moments after showing that tortilla, by the way, went full on Joey Chestnut with the tortilla. It was like one bite and done for Rob Stone. The 11th meeting all time. First meeting was 1962. Last time they were together in the old Big 12 days. And here they are once again. Taj Brooks is doused in the backfield. Nakai Hill-Green was in there first.
And one of the guys that's just been a difference maker for him as well, Jason, that is Nwankwo 97, the big D tackle. Like when you talk about the difference of how sustainable Colorado has been and put themselves in this position, it's those big guys at the line of scrimmage, and that man in particular, the fifth-year transfer from Houston, has just been an anchor.
33 games in 4 years with the Houston Cougars before getting here to Colorado. It's a short pass and a catch and run once again for Kelly, and a first down, Texas Tech. This is also a very good yards after catch team.
Yeah, and a good tempo here, but this is the key. They're going to do so much of this by alignment. Man-to-man coverage, what you get from Colorado, and you see that stacked alignment. It's not on the perimeter. They did it right there at the edge of the line of scrimmage, makes it so hard against press man coverage to stay sticky with them, and Kelly is elusive.
You mentioned tempo. We'll see how much of it Colorado sees this year. They felt like they might get tempo in a couple games, but did not really see it. And there's a dance for Jacoby Williams into Hill-Green to gain a 2 and a little post-play discussion. But talking to the defensive coordinator, Robert Livingston, for Colorado, he did say, interestingly enough, when they thought they were going to see tempo, the play caller was also the head coach.
Correct.
Which sometimes leads to quote-unquote complimentary football rather than tempo.
Trying to manage that game more so than if you've got an OC that just wants to be all gas, no brakes, like they want to do here in Lubbock typically.
We saw Travis Hunter over there. If it is tempo, we'll see how that affects his ability to play something like 112 snaps as well in this game. There's Brooks again. He's got 5 yards there. It's 3rd and 3.
And one of the keys, whether it is tempo or just number of plays, Colorado's down some people. Cokes didn't make the trip to D-tackle. Buell once again missing his 4th game. Wester, the backup linebacker, out. So some bodies in that front not available this afternoon.
Baron Morton with a pump. They go to that wheel route on the rail, and it's caught by Brooks. The running back out of the backfield has really hurt Colorado this year.
It sure has, and you're going to see Miller, the tight end, right here. And I'm a little surprised we don't see a penalty. That's a pretty good bump against the edge player, Walker. You don't get the call, they get the conversion.
Morton loads up. He got hit as he threw, and that ends up incomplete. BJ Green provided the heat. Our Get More game plan sponsored by Geico. Get more with Geico. Brock will pander to the locals.
Well, you know, you get later in the year, you simplify things, and for Colorado, finish drives, right? Finish in the end zone, finish in the 4th quarter. It's going to be a 4-quarter game. And for Texas Tech, you would just want to wreck them. You want to play with aggression. You want to be able to run the ball at them. And then as Jacob Rodriguez said, the middle linebacker, we've got to be violent, and we've got to hit them over and over again.
Fans don't believe one of the players is good. Sounds like they're talking to Travis Hunter. We'll see how he responds to that. It'll be 3rd down and 10 coming up.
That's like the greatest compliment you can get as a player.
Right?
Honestly. I remember Peyton Manning running out to Philadelphia to that same chant. And, you know, you get to that point in your career and everybody knows you and they know you're the Heisman contender. They know that you could do things that nobody else in college football does, and actually getting chided by the opposing fans. tells you you're standing.
Looks like he's following Kelly here, but 112 snaps per game, more than 20 extra from second place in all of college football. Call it 3rd and 9. And this is a run, meaning they might go for it here. Brooks a couple of yards. Silman Craig on the stop.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. They're excellent in their kicking game, though. I mean, almost perfect between the two, Garcia and Burkhardt, and it looks like they're actually wanted those couple more yards to try a 53-yard attempt.
We saw Burkhardt come out to kick the long field goal against TCU. He missed it. That's their only miss. And so Garcia, who is perfect this year, as you said, 13 for 13. This is from 53 yards away. He strikes it and just blitzes it.
Cedar Hill High School. A lot of respect between those two.
And it's McGuire's Red Raiders leading 10-0. They've scored in their first 2 touches of the ball. Jimmy Horn Jr. takes the brunt of it again as we say hello to Allison once again.
Well, Jason, we saw some struggles on Colorado's offensive line, and I talked to O-line coach Phil Lodeholt before the game. He said with his center, Hank Zelinskas, there have been some issues, some struggles, especially on the road. A lot of it revolves around confidence and just settling his nerves and focusing on his job and not all the outside stuff. He felt like he had been better, but had planned to play Cash Cleveland at some point, the freshman. The plan was on the 3rd series of the game, but they will go to Cash already. We'll see if they do continue to rotate the two as they had planned to for this game.
You can almost see that little smile on Cash's face, the walk-on from Bradenton, Florida. We saw the reaction from his family in Arizona when he was inserted late in that game, thrilled for his opportunity. And he's got to be a great communicator because this place is going to get loud.
That smile almost says, I'm playing with house money and I'm happy to be here. He's got a big job. Sanders to Draylon Miller, who's gotten more run as the season's gone on. The freshman, the Texas native, gets knocked down for 2nd down coming up.
I think this is going to be get the ball out. You saw Shermer, we did, Sanders, Shadur, the 3 of those guys talking as they do after every possession. One way to calm things down is just get the ball quickly out of Shadur's hands to all the playmakers that stretch across the field 53 yards wide.
It's him and Dylan Gabriel for the most accurate quarterback in the FBS, and specifically the top 25. Augustive got strung out at the edge by Amir Washington, and it's 3rd down and short. Here's the conversation you're talking about.
Yeah, and they do this, and the tablets are awfully nice. So they have all their openers. They look at their different situations. They eventually get to the tablets. Lots and lots of communication between a veteran play caller and a veteran quarterback.
Sanders feels the rush, gets it away, and it's incomplete. That was Rodriguez, their leading tackler, and just a force speeding him up.
He is just a pest.
Are they going for this?
They certainly look to be considering it right in the middle. They want to get right to the face of Shadur as quickly as possible. Now the punt team eventually does come on, but Jacob Rodriguez, the leading tackler in the Big 12, and he told us, I want to hit that guy. I want to hit Shadur. He needs to feel me. And the best way to do that as a middle linebacker is right there between those A-gaps.
Tim DeRuiter, the defensive coordinator, I've never heard it put exactly this way. He said he's a sponge, but a sponge for drill work. Specifically that and the work that he puts in, as that punt is not good by Vassett. He's been great at pinning teams back. This part of his game has been a little different than that. Texas Tech
It takes right here. So make sure when you come to work every single day, when you step out of this building or step in it, you're all in it. And I got a little surprise for y'all to show you how I believe and what y'all are doing here.
Our design spotlight sponsored by Adidas. Just out of the iron sharpens iron mold there, right out of the smithing of Patrick Mahomes, who designed these jerseys and contributed them to the program. And they are sleek, and so is this offense so far. His relationship with the quarterback, Baron Morton, has been documented, but a couple of very important conversations they've had over the course of this season, Allison.
Yeah, well, you know, Joey McGuire said that Baron Morton has done a really good job of going from gunslinger to true quarterback, and a part of that is because of the conversations he's had with Patrick Mahomes. He told him that if he had to do it over again, he would take it a little more seriously being quarterback here at Tech.
Got a flag coming in. 2 of them, in fact. One on the near side. We'll get back to you in a second after we sort out all this.
Great to be a gunslinger, but you've also got to be a blacksmith. You've got to do the details, the hard work, the fundamentals, and the coach's son has grown in that way here.
His father was a running back at West Texas A&M.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Offside, number 93, defense was lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 24, defense. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
So the pass interference they take. Allison, more.
Really impacted the way Morton prepares, the way he takes care of his body, and the way he just appreciates playing this game. You talked to Mahomes before they got into conference play. He said, soak it all in, man. Saturdays with your guys, they are special. He's definitely enjoying this one so far.
He absolutely is. Thank you, Allison. And he's happy to hand it to Taj Brooks, who will lose a yard. So he's got 11 total. He needs 110 to set the record for Texas Tech rushing in a career.
Yeah, but I think you see here in possession number 3 the plan, right? To hit those body blows between the tackles and then the run pass option off of it. If you're going to commit and you're going to come downhill, you'll throw the slant, you'll throw the rail, you'll throw all of the concepts off of establishing the run game first.
They are without a couple receivers once again, Hudson and McCray. This will be a patented Texas Tech crosser, and it's Caleb Douglas who makes the catch. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
Really nice tackle by Hodge. Back into this Colorado defense also has been lights out. Travis, obviously the tip of the spear, but Hodge and nickel has been so solid. McKinney, the transfer Hood from Auburn, all of them on the back end playing with extreme confidence.
We saw Hodge play the ball very well against Cincinnati a couple of weeks ago. He's got 2 picks on the year. 3rd and 9 from the 42. Maybe some yardage gets them a field goal try again, or a go for it on 4th down. Here's another crosser. It is Aiken running free inside the 20. And Aiken, who has been so consistent, gets a 1st down.
Well, it is the same concept, right? It's catching this ball at or behind the line of scrimmage. So therefore, you can block. If you're getting man-to-man coverage, it's not a pick if caught at or behind the line of scrimmage. So Colorado's going to have to make a little adjustment here, because these are creative concepts done now in 2 or 3 different ways, to tight ends, to wide receivers, and getting big chunk plays out of it.
You see the history of this offense making itself known in this game, and Zach Kitley, the offensive coordinator, was here as a GA with Cliff Kingsbury. He was here as a kid when Mike Leach was running this place, and he grew up loving this type of offense.
Well, and this was a fun plan for him this week. How many different ways can I find to attack man-to-man coverage? How many different alignments? How many different motions? How many creative ways to use my tight ends, my running backs, my receivers? This is the kind of week that lights you up as a coordinator, because you know that your creativity and ingenuity and scheming can go a long ways.
Off the substitution, some of that ingenuity. There are 2 tight ends in the ball game split out as wide receivers with Kelly in motion. Morton looking that direction. He was waiting for Kelly, and now he's sacked. He's dropped at the 21 by B.J. Green.
Well, and this is all effort right in the middle. You're going to see Green. Now, excuse me, that's a left guard he's going to beat here, but it's all effort. It's blocked initially. Got plenty of time, more than 3 seconds there, but Green doing what the rest of the Buffaloes have done the last 4 weeks. That's now 18 sacks over the last 4 games. They have been relentless. You watch them in warm-up with Warren Sapp and those guys getting them going. All want to there for the negative play from Green.
It's about 4 sacks a game for this defense for Colorado. Now Morton with some time, rolling again. Morton to throw to the sideline, and this is incomplete. He wanted Taj Brooks, and the sideline hemmed him in, so a field goal try coming.
And that's a big stop right there, and you can see the frustration for Brooks, knowing that field goals more than likely are not going to be the difference here. Clearly out of bounds with that left foot. But Colorado at least stopping some of the momentum here with a negative play and now the field goal attempt.
Could be part of the reason Colorado decided to defer after winning the toss, to settle into this game and get the ball on a halftime. But the one promise is if Texas Tech lines up for a field goal, it's going through those pipes. My goodness, this place. If you've not been here for a college football game, either recently or ever, they've changed the stadium dramatically. It is a beautiful place to watch a game, and it is rowdy today. Colorado will get it back. 3 touches of the football for Texas Tech. 3 scores. Allison Williams was listening in on the Colorado sideline.
Yeah, not happy with how things have started, as you would expect, and the frustration starting to show. You see wide receiver LeJante Wester here talking to his quarterback and fellow receivers, offensive coordinator Pat Shermer as well, definitely letting his frustrations be known. And I'll tell you, though, watching Shedeur, like, so calm, he listens, he accepts what they're saying, and then he just kind of calms everybody around him. He went and sat with the offensive line. He told them, calm down, settle in, we are good. There's frustration, but he definitely tries to keep things calm.
And he got that old soul to him, right? That's why his nickname is Grown.
He's ready to throw on first down. A lot of time. That pocket collapses, and he'll just have to throw it away. LeJante Wester actually might have had a play here.
Yeah, you're going to see him on the outside. He is speed going down the numbers with the throwaway. You can imagine some of this going to build. This is what happens with expectations. This is what happens when you're in a place you've never been and you want to be the difference maker to keep it going. Not surprised to see some of that emotion and frustration here early.
No, Colorado's not the first college football team to be stressed in an environment like this, as Dallin Hayden has this carry, and this is where the run game can be something of a calm.
Oh, it has to be. It has to be. And, you know, those 4 yards help you a little bit here. Opens up just about everything in your playbook. Might be time, not just for LeJante, but for Travis Hunter as well.
Third and 6. Sanders rolling, firing, sideline for Hunter, and that is incomplete. Hunter can't believe there's not a flag on Braylon Lux.
Yeah, he's just going to run a little spot route here, just past the sticks. Texas Tech does a nice job of closing on. You see Lux right on his back. Some hand fighting, some back and forth. Yeah, maybe the contact there.
We're 1 for 4 on third down now.
I mean, that's a low percentage play, though. I mean, that's a scramble. That's trying to get on the playground. He doesn't like the no call. He'll put that in his back pocket and know that, okay, if you're going to call it that way, then I'll be aggressive when I'm back on the field as a corner.
There is Bassett. After a less than 30-yard punt last time, this one goes spinning inside the 25 and rolling sideways to the 20. It's a 50-yard punt this time. So Texas Tech, I mean, talk about 51-50 in the opener, overtime. They start the season 5-1 for the first time in 11 years. They had the injury to Morton in the TCU game. It's a little bit of an outlier. The Baylor game was a disaster for him defensively, allowing 59 points. But Taj Brooks gets a touchdown in the final seconds at Iowa State, and that feels like one of those games that announces Texas Tech to the rest of the world.
Yeah, this has been now year 3. You build to that. Adversity comes, and you weather it, and you get that huge win on the road, and they're playing off that confidence right now.
Brooks is hit right in the hole. Man, oh man, Taj Brooks on the run, and he just got lit up.
That was Bentley.
Levante Bentley.
Right under the block of the left tackle, Merriman. He beats the left tackle to the block, and then he hits. That's what you've got to do against Brooks. You're going to see it right here in the middle. He's going to beat the left tackle. He reacts. He sees it coming, comes underneath that block, and then puts his face right into the fan.
We had a player tell us that last year, and you just You haven't forgotten it.
It's just such great imagery.
It's second down at 8. They'll run it again. Brooks has not had a whole lot of running room so far. He's got a yard here. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that was Bentley once again. These two linebackers are really good. Hill Green, Bentley, they've been around a lot of football. This is 6th year for Bentley. He's seen just about everything under the sun. His buddy next to him, Hill Green as well. Yeah, this front 7 at Colorado, very different than a season ago.
Looks like Texas Tech is done snapping it. Those linebackers better be good. It's not a very deep room today.
No, it's not. No Wester behind him. As I mentioned earlier, a couple D tackles in front of them did not make the trip. And Travis Hunter, a lot of juice before the kick.
This is the end of the first quarter.
But all the juice in the building and on the field all went the way of the Red Raiders.
Yeah, all the carbs have gone the way of the Red Raiders as well, along with the juice. 13-0 Texas Tech after 1.
We're going to be okay.
How do you help them to kind of settle in? What can you do?
Oh, you just got to coach. You just got to coach. You just got to coach them up and let them know it's going to be all right. But let's get back to the basics. We getting our butts picked. We're getting picked like crazy defensively. That's why they keep catching the honors and all that. We alerted the referee officials, but we don't want to complain a bit, but that's what's going on.
Gotcha. Thanks, Dan.
God bless.
That pass is incomplete on 3rd down. Hodge on the coverage of Jordan Brown. Look, those crossers, those under routes are a signature of Texas Tech.
It is, and I think there was one early on the DM, Walker, that clearly could have been called. The other 2 were at or behind the line of scrimmage. Going to give a little leeway there and not going to call those, but that's a stop they needed. That is a 3 and out, and you could see it right there with Bear Morton. He knows. Don't give these other guys any confidence and any momentum, because once they do, they get hot.
There's a big 3 and out, the first one for the Colorado defense today. So LeJontay Wester should get the ball into his hand from Burgess. It will be a fair catch. So Colorado will have it off of that from the 32. For the Buffaloes, if you haven't seen him, predicted to finish 11th of 16. They did not close strong last year. That's part of the ranking, but who cares about the rankings, right? If you're going to win 3 straight road games for the first time since 96, nearly 30 years, you're going to go to a bowl game. But Deion Sanders said to us yesterday, he goes, this is the playoffs. We want to get to the college football playoff. That's the goal here.
Yeah, and really over this stretch of winning 5 of 6, save for the Kansas State game, not been a tremendous amount of adversity. Got up on the opponents at UCF, got up on Arizona. First time in some time, especially on the road, where they're looking up at that scoreboard and not in the rhythm that they've been in earlier.
About 2 yards of play at this point. Sanders is high that time and incomplete. Horn on the coverage of Hunter, and Travis Hunter is really unhappy.
And you just don't see that between those two. Look at that. You could see it right away. Like, come on. That's a hitch route. Put it right on my numbers so I can make people miss. There wasn't any pressure. There is a little bit of wind, but that one in just very rare form got away from Shedeur.
Can this team, trailing on the road for the first time since September on the road specifically, keep its head? And it might be on Augustive to do just that. It's a gain of 13.
Yeah, and on this offensive line, look at the big boys here. Look at the kind of movement that they create. Seaton, the left tackle, going to be a freshman All-American, been absolutely a foundational rock to build upon. But the rest of them create movement. Augustive moves the chains. And a run game can indeed, Jason, settle a lot of things down.
The last couple games, they have been outstanding in the run game, and they have controlled those games for the most part. This is play action. It's Sanders with a pump and a lob, and a big hit coming. Down goes Augustive. C.J. Baskerville set him aflame.
He's the 3rd leading tackler on this Tech defense. The other 2, the linebackers, and he comes up and just textbook right through the legs. Kill the engine.
Big pickup there by Augustive to clear the pocket for a moment. Sanders gets hit and he goes down. It's a sack for Texas Tech and Jacob Rodriguez.
And there he is again. He is just a difference maker. The former quarterback, 10,000 all-purpose yards as a stud quarterback. That's why he loves all that drill work. He's still learning to be a linebacker. But he gets right into Shedeur. He mixes it up. He creates the 3rd and extra long. And nowhere for Sanders in that offense to go.
His wife, Emma, who is here at the game. Allison will tell her story later in their story as a pair. Emma has given her life to our country as this is over the middle, and Augusta with the catch. Jacob Rodriguez, his wife Emma, who is in Alabama serving in the armed forces this Veterans Day weekend. It is a very cool story. They get to see each other about once every 3 weeks or so.
Was he fun to sit with yesterday?
Oh my goodness.
What's the biggest key? Violence.
Violence is the answer, he said on the football field.
Yes.
Bassett once again to punt. 4 straight punts for Colorado to open the game. You rarely see that from this team as Brown calls everybody off as this goes inside the 20. We'll see where eventually it ends up. Texas Tech has controlled this game.
Jason, you mentioned Jacob Rodriguez, Tech's linebacker's wife, Emma. She is a West Point grad, a U.S. Army 2nd Lieutenant, training as a Black Hawk helicopter in Fort Novosel in Alabama. This is the two of them before the game, joined in prayer as they do before every game she is able to attend. The two of them met through their church while in high school, and Emma said her desire to serve comes from her desire to serve the Lord, and she says it wouldn't be possible without the type of man Jacob is.
What a cool story, and what a game she's watching here so far as Baron Morton gets out of bounds right around the line to gain. I mean, you talk about two tough people finding each other. Just
serving hearts, and you feel it on the field for Jacob. And God bless her to serve this country as a helicopter pilot and a West Point grad. Just awesome. And we're seeing that, right, with the transfers and these veterans, just amazing stories of just determination week after week. And that guy is the engine of this defense.
You watch the tape, and he is
relentless.
So involved in so many plays, Brock. Not even just the tackles that he ends plays with. 2nd down and 2. It's Morton once again from the shadows, and here came the Buffaloes. Arden Walker directly out of the shadows.
Yeah, that was odd from Barron, because you can see it right here. We saw the sack earlier that was all about effort. This is too. That is beating Caleb Rogers, the right tackle, and it was as if Baron Morton didn't even see him until he felt him. Ouch. Yeah, Robert Livingston knows that his defense has got to pick it up, because it's usually the offense that's setting the tempo. The Colorado defense needs this one.
They're going to stop this play. There's a marker. It looked like somebody moved early. Yeah, false start coming.
I think that's the left tackle, Merriman.
Prior to the ball being snapped, false start, number 56, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I'm going to call it on Carter.
Yeah, I think it was both of them, both Carter and Merriman. This is kind of a couple possessions here. And Joey McGuire talking about this team, this Tech team that gotten up on people, up a couple touchdowns, and just not been able to put many people away. It's why they've got more one-possession games than anybody in all of college football.
Yeah, that TCU game was a very winnable one based on the score in the 2nd half, and they could not finish the deal in Fort Worth. Brooks for about a yard, and they're going to go ahead and just say discretion is the better part of valor here. Okunlola with the stop.
Yeah, and once again, kudos to these edge players, to Arden Walker, to Okunlola, to BJ Green. This defensive line is just different, right? Why are they 6-2? Why are they ranked? Why do they have a shot in the Big 12? Because a season ago, they did not have this at the line of scrimmage. They've built it this year in Boulder.
The defense of Livingston has created opportunity for this offense. Wester on the fair catch. They'll have it at the 41, so a relatively short field for Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, a couple of Heisman contenders. They have not synced up yet today. Will it happen?
You protect him, and by the way, part of it's Shedeur as well, to protect himself and get the ball out of his hand.
There's Dallin Hayden, who gets wrestled down to the turf here in Lubbock. It's a gain of 1, maybe.
Always easy to pick on the O-line, always easy to make it all about them, but quite honestly, there have not been a lot of open people for Shedeur to get into rhythm. He missed Travis on a little hitch route, But by and large, 12 men on the field.
Oh, yeah, they caught him in a substitution. And this is Shepard breaking free. Will Shepard. So some pace for Colorado pays off. The Buffaloes did not substitute. Texas Tech tried to, and they paid.
Yep.
Defense. There were more than 11 players on the field at the snap. The penalty is declined. It's first down.
Yeah, you clearly see the player there trying to run off the field, and this is what you got to get to. Just get the ball out of your hand. Just quick screen and get it to any of these guys, including the biggest of them, Shepard. But Wester and Horn and Hunter have got to touch it quick.
Top 25 in the country in screen percentage as Hayden gets chopped down after a couple of yards. There goes Cleveland. He's nasty, by the way. The young center, we've seen him finishing blocks in the backfield. An important part of that line now.
Yeah, a little feistiness to him.
And he enjoys it. You can see it through the face mask, right?
I love what you said right there, right? The moment is just not too big. I'm playing with house money. I'm a walk-on freshman from Florida getting to play on this stage with these superstars. Let me just go cut it loose.
Empty on second down for Sanders behind Cleveland. It's a quick throw. It comes to this side, and it's Shepard once again, and he'll battle and get shoved back. Baskerville was in.
And one of the things Dion said to us yesterday is, I love NFL dudes. Made the changes to his staff, brought in Pat Shurmur, Livingston. And you know what NFL guys do, Jason?
What's that?
They make adjustments. They make adjustments, and they make them in a hurry. Okay, we're getting picked. You know what they've done the last 2 drives defensively? Play zone. Okay, we can't protect right now. They're covering us downfield. Get the ball out of our hands on these quick screens and quick touches. NFL coaches typically make great adjustments.
There's an adjustment at the line for Wester there. Sanders, they got a hand on him, and now he'll stagger across the 25.
And by the way, so do college guys. It's just a little bit different.
Right? How?
Well, a lot of times college guys have their scheme. This is our scheme. We can make little tweaks within our scheme. NFL guys make adjustments to get your players involved. Not plays, but players involved in the game. And Pat Shurmur doing so on this drive.
Second and 6. There's another screen. Wide side. It's caught by Wester. Down the sideline. He tight ropes in. What footwork for the touchdown.
Pretty simple, man, right here. Just a little bubble route. Now watch Travis up top. He gets nothing in the Heisman voting. There's no stat other than that block right there. Sets the table. He takes 2, and you feel Wester's jets.
You said it yesterday in some of our conversations. You watch the tape of Colorado, and yes, it's a sports car of an offense, but these receivers block.
They do. They get after it. They're emotional. There's no question about it, but they know their blocking sets up their teammates for success, and if they do it, it's going to be returned in favor when they get a chance to touch it.
Alejandro Mata on the extra point, and that slices through. Well, it didn't take long for Colorado to figure it out.
Make those kind of adjustments to get your difference makers the ball in a hurry.
Texas Tech will get it back from the 25. Downstairs, Allison.
Well, the message for this Texas Tech offensive line was to clean it up. That's what O-line coach Clay McGuire was telling his guys. He said, we'll be playing well, and then it'll be one thing here, one guy there. We have to get those things corrected, play together, and get Taj Brooks going. That is the biggest thing, guys. He's had just 17 yards so far today.
Yeah, Allison, and I think as you've watched a bunch of it, it has been the linebackers and the edges of Colorado beating those linemen to the block. So they have got to get and be the one to hit first so they can give Taj the ability and the room to do his thing.
12th carry, had to dodge a tackle in the backfield, and he makes some yardage out of it. Amari McNeil was in there first, and Hill Green spiked him down.
Yep. And once again, that's obviously the key for Colorado. Get his feet stopped before he gets going.
And will they do it with some tempo here with the run game? Gain of 4, another free runner came in. He ran through Bentley. And there's the toughness for Taj Brooks and the agility.
Yeah, once again, just right here, just beating those offensive linemen, getting into the backfield. You know, all those stats they have of yards before contact, right? Well, that's 2 straight runs where Taj Brooks makes everything happen because the Buffaloes were in the backfield just as he's getting the ball in his hands.
neither of these defenses are very good on the first tackle on a running back this year. 3rd and 4, another run, and he leans to pick up the first down. It's all Brooks, so exactly what Allison said. This was a demand that they feed Brooks.
Yeah, well, that's 185 pounds, Silman Craig, against a 230-pound running back. And he goes right for the legs. He does exactly what you have to do when you're giving up almost 50 pounds, but enough strength to move the chains, and those are some powerful legs. What do you squat? I don't know, 600, 700?
Shrug. First down, right back to the ground, and the door closed, but he fights for a couple of yards. Talking to Baron Morton about Brooks, he just said, like, field level, what surprises you? He said the acceleration that sometimes you just don't even see a hole, and he bursts through it, and that was almost one of those plays right there.
Yeah, because he does not mind having his feet stop. That Le'Veon Bell that he's been compared to, where he will just jump stop because he does trust his acceleration and his ability upon that contact to move the pile.
Livingston said, hey, a little Jonathan Taylor in there as well, as we'll get a marker come in, and Texas Tech can't afford that after 5 straight runs.
That's exactly what Allison was talking about.
False start, number 72, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It's the center, Sheridan Wilson.
Yeah, Clay McGuire, the offensive lineman that Allison was listening to. Come on, guys. It's going to take all 5 of you. Right, really, against this group and against this front and these linebackers, all 5 have got to do your job. If one of you doesn't, that play gets hit in the mouth, and then another false start pre-snap penalty at home. McGuire doesn't like it.
So they'll stick to the run, and that is a massive collision with Hill Green and Brooks.
You know, just a couple faces in the fan, that's all it is, Jay.
What a meet and greet. Now moving at the line, free play coming for Texas Tech on a 3rd and 11. What a bonus here to go downfield. It is picked off by Travis Hunter, but it's not going to stand, and he knows it. He's having a day.
Yeah, gravity doesn't like him.
No. There's pushback. It's on McNeil.
Yeah, you obviously see these Buffs have been hyper aggressive in the neutral zone. Clearly, Barron knows it, and then he decides to throw it up. Maybe throw it to the other side.
Yeah, it's not.
12 hangs in the air and plays the ball as well as anybody in America at any level.
I mean, okay, so the tax on your body to play 112 snaps in a college football game, Brock.
And he doesn't even
Colorado
sweat.
Takes their first charge, timeout of the half.
Timeout Colorado. So he'll have a moment here. We haven't seen the extreme tempo for Texas Tech, which does help him. Not that conditioning's an issue in any way, shape, or form, but if it is hardcore tempo for 60 minutes,
yes,
it's a different story than most of the games they've played. That's all.
Yes. But you know what's amazing? Whether it was 100 and season high, 147 snaps, 137 snaps, he just never looks tired.
Ever.
I mean, I remember watching him in high school and thinking the same thing. Like, how can you never? And that was in the heat and the humidity down in Georgia. Like, it's just as Dion and the rest of the guys say, it's just what he knows. Like, it's not a big deal to him. You all make it a big deal on the outside. This is all that he knows, and it's as if his body is totally equipped for it.
You know, there was that story about Travis on Dion's property on the ATV or whatever, and one of us asked, how do you let him do that? And he goes, first of all, Dion said, you don't let Travis do anything. He does what he wants to do in life. And it has paid off for him in a big way. 3rd down and 6. Off the motion from Douglas, Morton sees the pocket collapse, and it's incomplete. So 4th down coming up, and you see the confidence building from Silman Craig in this defense for the Buffaloes.
Yep, and you just see some of that zone defense, trusting the 4 guys to rush. Barron's like, hey, play that man. I sure like the man coverage and guys open, because when 4 are breathing down my neck and 7 are in coverage, I've got nowhere to go on 3 straight possessions.
They're 73% press coverage for the year, Colorado.
Not today.
Not today. And that's another difference for this defense under Livingston, as they have more weaponry in the playbook as well. Don't forget, Colorado gets the ball out of halftime as well. Wester, a fair catch at the 17 off a 43-yard punt. Travis Hunter has been very busy, as always.
Yeah, not the big numbers, though. That was a 3rd down. He was looking for a penalty. That was an early down throw that just gets away. And kind of brotherly love there between Shedeur and Travis. Really, that's what I see. A couple brothers out there. Defensively, he has been mixing it up. Has not really had an issue. And then that one, unfortunately, called back. But I will say that what doesn't show up on that or on the stat sheet, honestly, was his block to spring his buddy Wester for their last touchdown.
The only points for Colorado. You see Hunter out there for a pivotal drive for the Buffaloes. At least they hope so. On 1st down from the 18 officially. Augusta was a big part of that last drive. He's out of the backfield, won't get it. Instead, it is Hunter breaking a tackle to the 34. So many weapons in this arsenal.
Yeah, and just so smooth. You're going to see him on the in cut here, and the key receivers is stay flat, come right downhill, flat to the ball, don't give ground, and that may just get him going as well.
2nd catch today. 1st down. Sanders loads of time again. He'll float it over the middle. Hunter pivots hard, gets across midfield, and picks up more yardage to the 44.
Yeah, the exact same route. Right, so do it again. You're going to see him come from the left side right down the 50-yard line. This time Shedeur able to stand in that pocket. Hunter comes flat, and back-to-back chunk plays.
Augusta on the ground. He'll get a couple of yards. 2nd down coming up. It looks like Ansel Nadori with the stop that time, the freshman. Texas Tech's defense has been beleaguered this year, allowing 34 points a game. They came out of the chute hot today, but Colorado's figured some things out. Second and 7. Quick pivot. Shepard on the screen. And he'll pick up a couple of yards. 3rd down and medium coming up.
Yeah, and Shedeur just never blinks. I think it is why those guys at the next level are going to love Shedeur Sanders, because it just doesn't matter. As rough as that first quarter was, as emotional as it can get, the guy just never, ever looks like he's flustered.
Every 3rd down has been a pass so far today. They're 1 for 5. See if it's Sanders again, that calming presence. It's Augusta breaking a tackle and leaning. He's going to be just short, it looks like. That yellow line is not official. This is going to be really close, Brock.
Kind of like we saw the Buffaloes do behind the line of scrimmage. Watch the Red Raider just come flying in here and make contact. But Augusta's got enough strength to keep the legs driving and create a 4th down.
4th and 1. Looks like about a half a yard they have to get, and they'll do it after the 2-minute timeout. Enormous play in this ball game. Top of the Big 12. 2 top
to begin the 2nd half as well.
They'll line up out of the gun this time and see if Sanders walks up. Oh, there's movement at the line. This is a false start coming. It's Smalls, the tight end, who jumped. Oh, my goodness.
Well, there was a little movement from Texas Tech's defensive line. Remember the conversation before the season about the stemming and the movement by the defensive line. Look at Tech, they move. Yep. And that little movement then creates a flinch from both Houston and Smalls on the right side of it. Catastrophic penalty.
Is it an unnatural act? Is it meant to bait? But you're allowed to move.
You can move.
4th down and 6.
Gamesmanship.
Got to get to the 33. Sanders casually in the pocket. Now he'll climb. They'll spy on him. He's got the 1st down. He saw it the whole way.
He's just so good. And again, just emblematic of a poise that he has. It just nothing affects him. He knows where he's got to get to. He never looks to run first. He looks to throw first, but he knew exactly the down and distance he needed to get to, and no panic.
Really tough for Jordan there in open field against Sanders. 1-on-1. 1st down. Shedeur climbs again, vertically through the pocket, and he's got 7 yards on a 1st down scramble as 2nd and 3 comes up.
Yeah, and Tim DeRuyter, the D coordinator, longtime veteran on the other side, that time says, okay, let me rush 3. As you see a timeout on the field, so he's trying to mix as well, trying to show Sanders. He knows, can't just show him one look. But Shedeur's seen just about everything there is through high school, college, and eventually to that next level.
2nd down and 3 coming up. We'll get our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. Texas Tech was smoking early, but 3 straight punts have allowed Colorado back into the game, in part because of the Buffaloes' defense.
Yeah, went up and down the field, right? And you settle for field goals. That's never a good remedy against an elite offense that has so much weaponry. You can see the numbers there for Colorado. Not great on 3rd down. That 4th down conversion helps. And I think it's a mark of just the maturity of this program, where a year ago, you fall behind, you're on the road, everything just builds. Not now. Now they're able to just stem the tide, make their adjustments, and trust one another that much more.
Now Texas Tech is in no man's land with the timeout usage. They used one there to stop the clock and try to get the ball back. It's Augustive out of the backfield. He catches and runs, and down the sideline inside the 15.
Yeah, now you feel Texas Tech on their heels defensively, right? In that 1st quarter, they were on their toes. They were just downhill. They were playing off the crowd. Rodriguez right there taps his chest. He knows, because right now they're just going backwards, and it's amazing what speed can do. Urban Meyer was talking about that big new man. You watch these Buffaloes and how fast they play, not in the tempo, but in the speed at their perimeter people, and it can get you defensively guessing.
Stress on all of the defensive backs on every play. Here is Shepard, who's been so consistent for them. It'll be 2nd down coming up. And now if you're Texas Tech, do you use a timeout here?
I think you think about it. If you did it earlier.
This could be the 10th play of the drive. Colorado's going to go to the line here. We'll see how quickly they snap it. Another possession in the balance here. Sanders fading back, and he will wing it away. Incomplete. It was Ben Roberts who was in the backfield. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Yeah, pretty good job here. Just not going to sit back and drop 8. We're going to run a little game. Finally get to Shedeur on this drive. And once again, Sanders knows where the safe spot is to dump it. In a big, huge 3rd down situation.
Surprised they snapped it with so much time on the play clock there. Miller in the backfield, 3rd and 4 for Sanders. Here's pressure, back of the end zone, incomplete off the stanchion and near the official. And the pressure from Dingle that time sets up 4th down.
Yeah, getting to his face, right? Don't play on your heels somehow, some way. Get into the space of Shedeur and make him uncomfortable. That time a pretty good shot as well.
So the field goal now, but it's 34 seconds. Texas Tech didn't use the timeout. Colorado didn't bleed off all the time. They kind of both played in the middle there, timing-wise.
A game of chicken amongst friends.
Yeah, and I don't even know that they meant to. Mata's been great. He's made 7 straight, make it 8 consecutive field goals. The kicking game, place kicking wise, has been tremendous for both of these teams. Sanders has Colorado within shouting distance. Check your local listings for the game in your area. 11 a.m. Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. This is Williams from the goal line. Jacoby Williams has a crease, and he is across midfield, just short of the 40, with 21 precious seconds remaining.
I'll tell you what was fun yesterday at walkthrough was watching Kenny Perry, the longtime high school coach who's the special teams coach and running back coach. And man, did he get after these guys, and is he ever demanding and exacting. And you could see it. There was a kickoff. He didn't like it. Reboot it. Do it again, knowing that if you can get Jacoby Williams, that little freshman that's electric in space, there's some yards to be had, and a big-time return sets the table now in Buffalo's end of the field.
You'd love to have that time back with the timeout you didn't take, but you can understand why they'd play the middle ground as well. This is a run with 2 timeouts and just a thunderous run for Brooks into Hill Green and Silman Craig. They'll use the timeout. There's kind of a hush over the crowd here.
Texas Tech takes their second
I don't know that they
timeout
love the run call.
30 seconds in there.
This has been really interesting for both teams because there hasn't been a decisive strategy either way of how to handle the clock in the final minute.
Has it been kind of like the Big 12 this year?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great analogy.
Just in big picture, and you see Zach Kitley right there. All of their great man concepts were awesome in that first quarter. And it was electrifying, and this place was just infused with belief. And then, well, Robert Livingston on the other side said, not so fast, my friend. I'm going to get to some zone. I'm going to slow you down. I'm going to make you earn it a little bit. And they've had to do that here in this second quarter. So, yes, a great chess match between those two. And I think the locals are grumbling a little bit because they kind of like to throw it here.
Sorry, what?
They like to throw it.
Okay. I heard you that time.
A lot.
Okay. 2nd down and 6 for Texas Tech. 1 timeout remaining. This will be a throw, maybe. Morton has to escape. He gets to the sideline. His coaches are saying turn it upfield, and it looked like he got out of bounds. Arden Walker took him out. Now 8 seconds left.
You could see the whole sideline there, and I think Joey McGuire even like, go.
Brings up 3rd down.
Get some yards here. Whatever you do, do not take a sack, and understand there are only 8 seconds.
And you have a great field goal kicker as well. 3rd down and 3. They'll go to the sideline, and this is incomplete. He wanted Jordan Brown, so now it's a field goal opportunity for Texas Tech, but that drive changes if you have an extra 20 seconds.
Yep.
It's going to be a 53-yard field goal. To make it a 6-point game. Perfect this year. Garcia drives it, and this is no good. First miss of the year for Garcia, and Texas Tech will have to settle for a 3-point lead with Colorado getting it out of the half. Mike Hale, Emmanuel Acho, Bruce Feldman, State Farm halftime show in Los Angeles. Tech wins this game. We could have a 6-way tie for 2nd place.
I'm not surprised. I continue to be reminded how Colorado is so much better built than they were a year ago.
Yep.
You know, last year they would not have handled, I think, this situation, and they would not have been able to hold one of the better rushers in all of college football to 17 carries for just 35 yards in that first half for Brooks.
And Colorado will have it first. Out of halftime, downstairs, Allison.
It wasn't about adjustments. It was about playing within ourselves. That's what Deion Sanders says was the difference between the first and the second quarter for his teams. He did point out on offense, it was tough because they lost Jimmy Horn, their wide receiver, so they had some different pieces out there. The timing wasn't quite right offensively. He has a lower body injury, guys, is questionable to return, but Deion very confident in his guys in the second half. He said, we're a second half team. We're going to respond with some points here to start.
He's got confidence for it that's backed up by evidence. Yeah, Horn is a big loss as Sanders just kind of roaming, and he goes down. It's a loss of 2 at least on the play. Rodriguez helps him up. That's his 11th tackle of the game.
Yeah, not surprised that the Big 12's leading tackler that this stage is anywhere too big for him. He is just a constant. When you watch any of their games this year, there's not one game where you do not see number 10 making his presence felt. That time a little RPO that had nowhere to go.
A wrestler growing up in part because the family was frustrated with the siblings fighting at home. They said, you're going to go wrestle instead. It's paid off for him. Here's LeJontay Wester across the middle, just short of the 40. It's a first down for Colorado and a very nice ball.
And that one whistled right by Rodriguez here. Look at the margin of error. There was 0 across the middle of the field. Remember, the middle of the field is where all 6 or 5 of 6 of Shadeur's interceptions have been. That time, pinpoint precision.
First down, the hand for Hayden. He'll bounce it outside and create some yards there. Hayden ends up with a little speed to the fringe, and it's second down coming up. Horn took him out.
Well, Prime says it wasn't about adjustments. To me, it certainly was defensively. That second quarter, they made an adjustment getting away from some of the man. I can understand offensively because there's a lot of volume. It's just simply getting more snaps and more snaps. They will find answers because there is nothing that Sanders and crew cannot handle.
Well, they have so many answers offensively. 4 receivers with at least 3 catches today. Sanders climbing and dancing and loading up a throw down the field for a comeback opportunity. And that looked like it skimmed the ground for Miller.
And they're letting the guys play on the outside. That's a little bit of early contact. Clearly one hops.
There's also a hold against Texas Tech, it looks like.
And look at Travis.
You know that feeling as a quarterback.
Yeah.
How do you deal with it?
Yeah, well, you just kind of nod along. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Yep, I know. You're always open.
But you like a guy with that confidence, right? Sanders, they get a hand on him again. Now he breaks away again. That's been the story of the second half, and then somebody looked like Dad there a little bit, didn't he? I mean, is this Niners Cowboys?
He knows what state he's in.
Right?
It's a 13-yard gain. And once again, that true freshman right in the middle, Cash Cleveland, doing his job and holding his own, and yeah, a little high stepping in the open field.
If he didn't have to hold the football, the hand would have gone behind the head maybe. That's awesome. Fake it to Hayden, throw it to Shepard on a first down catch, and he's wrangled out of bounds. Second down coming up. And Texas Tech, they scored on their first 3 touches. It was a touchdown and 2 field goals. Colorado flipped this game with the stops in the red zone, creating field goals. Second and 6. Sanders, quick hitter, and that's dropped by Hunter.
I think the students are going to let him know about it a little bit.
You're thinking right.
Yeah, I think he drops this because, well, he's got space. It's some inside pressure. He knows he's ready, right? See, he takes his eyes off of it because he knows he's got space, and he was ready to do something with it. And the locals are ready to do something they've done really all day, make noise on these third downs and make it difficult.
They were not saying that the defense is stuck there, if I'm reading lips. I don't know what they said, but I know what they didn't say. Third and 6. Colorado 1 for 7 on third down. Pressure from the safety spot, got there. Sanders misses, incomplete. There is a marker in. Sanders took a massive shot low. That looked like a legal hit to me real time.
Yeah, I hope that there's some conversation here as the group is getting together. That was an all-out casino cover 0 blitz.
Chapman Lewis it was. Oh my. Dean Blandino is with us. What do you see, Dean?
Well, I'd love to see a replay. Initially, I thought it was above the knee. You want to protect the passer in that defenseless posture. And again, really tough to tell if it's above that knee. Here, this will be a better look. That's high. I don't like that call.
Dean, thank you. Yeah, look at it again. What are you supposed to do, I would ask?
Can't hit high.
Yeah, you can't hit high. You
Can't hit below
low.
the knees, so you put your head right in his abdomen.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's a miss.
And it's a huge miss. There was debris on the field that was not tortilla related, which is a first today.
I mean, you get it. And Joey McGuire knows it, and Dion knows it. Like, you hit the knee, like you go purposely low to the knee or ankle, but Chapman and Lewis is flying in at full speed. And above the thigh pads, that just can't be called.
First down. Sanders, end zone for 100, and it's too strong.
And once again, he's saying, Shedeur, just try to keep it in bounds for me. I can jump out of the gym, but
can he say something after the drop?
Probably not. Well,
can he?
Receivers, yes.
Okay.
They've already flushed
Don't
that
paint
one.
with a broad brush on receivers.
They write books. Give me the ball, okay?
Yeah, like a quarterback has never written a book
But he
before.
doesn't just want it for himself. That's the beauty of these two. He wants it because he knows he can do it for the team.
Second down, Sanders. Little flip, got it to Smalls, the tight end who had the big penalty earlier, and now first and goal in his hands inside the 10.
I know he doesn't get to wear the Mahomes jersey with the logo, but this is not. Is this not Patrick Mahomes right there?
It is.
Is Patrick now watching this game going, all right, young one, you're pretty good too.
It did, didn't it?
I know it's my jersey. I know it's my logo on it. But I know that there's just nothing. Again, I can't say it enough. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are of the game. He takes a shot. He misses a throw. Comes back right with that next one and just elevates people around him.
82 sacks the last 2 years. The definition of resilient. Shedeur Sanders. It's going to be either a timeout or delay. And Coach Prime is on the field calling timeout.
Prior to the play clock expiring, Colorado takes their first charge timeout of the half. Timeout on the field.
This 6 yards. Think about like Kiki Kuti, Michael Crabtree, Russ Welker, Joel Falani. But this offense has been quiet recently. Colorado driving now. Out of the timeout for the Buffaloes. 25 yards in penalties on the drive for Texas Tech's defense. The mesh, it is Sanders, and he will waltz in. Touchdown. The Buffs lead for the first time.
And just tremendous patience. Once again, we talk about the poise as a passer. They do not have to do this a ton. You'll see the mesh, and he reads that defensive end, collapse right away, right there. The eyes are on it, and he knows with the help of his big left tackle seating right in front of him. Touchdown number 4 on the ground. That actually leads now Colorado, of all rushers, finding pay dirt with his legs.
Shedeur Sanders, his father, the head coach, mentioned yesterday as a flag comes in on the extra point, and the crowd's just going to be delighted by that after this drive. Dion said Shedeur's just played so many games, and he started so many games in high school. You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but if people hadn't joined us, so many games in high school. And then here at the college level as well, between Jackson State and here.
46 start at college level.
Illegal formation, defense. The players were covering up the snapper.
Yep.
The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a successful try.
That penalty was not accepted, but the big one.
Center and a guard went the wrong way, and it hurt us. We've got to get it cleaned up and get Brooks going.
Yeah, and there was a couple pre-snap penalties as well, just negative plays, but 17 carries for 35 yards. 2 yards of carries, not going to get it done.
This little chip shot, they didn't want to kick it to Williams, and so Conyers carries this across the 30-yard line. So Taj Brooks, Allison reported before the game, the offensive line is heavily invested in getting him this record at 121 yards. Just 35 today on 2 yards a carry.
17 yards, 17 attempts. I mean, they've given him the rock an awful lot, but those guys up front, they do have to identify much, much better. And they've got to be the one beating the Buffaloes to the block, because that's not happened in the last 15 minutes.
Here is Brooks, and he just squeezes through the hole for about 3 on first down.
So if you're going to get zone coverage and they're going to make that adjustment, then the run game has to come to life for Texas Tech.
And they block it well enough. This is off play action. Down the middle, Kelly. He's been very quiet since 2 early catches. It's a first down.
Yeah, that was the play, the first play of the game. The exact same play, the little slant route off of that RPO. You can see it. Hodges' eyes are in the backfield playing zone, and whistles right by his ear.
Now they're rolling. Morton down the middle. That's incomplete, a little bit wide. For John Carlos Miller III, the tight end.
Man, did he take a Colorado sandwich.
Okunlola was in there.
Yeah, these sting 93 Okunlola. You can see that beating the left tackle Merriman and then just squashed.
I think if you're a Texas Tech fan, you're saying that's not very different from, but you're probably going to say that the rest of the day about any hit. Second down. Quick throw in rhythm right down the middle. He's got it for Douglas, and he'll be, it looks like, half a yard short of the first down. Caleb Douglas, the transfer from Florida. 3rd and 1. Kelly on a screen. Kelly roams for the first down and breaks free for Texas Tech. This offense is cooking unlike the second quarter.
Well, he is just a smooth operator. He is #1 in the country doing this, catching the ball on 3rd down. And he too knew just where to get.
This play is going to stop. Timeout, Colorado. Deion Sanders was on the field again. That's the second he's used already.
Second charge timeout of the half.
Wow. Oh boy.
Tried to make a substitution. Texas Tech did not sub. There was going to be no chance. The 12-man on the field, and he was not happy about taking a timeout.
Morton to throw, saw the pressure. He goes sideline, end zone, nearly intercepted. It was Colton Hood who got a hand on it, and second down coming up. There is a marker that's come in. It's back at the 30.
That's going to be roughing.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 35.
The reaction is just through the roof. It's on Green.
Yeah, this ball just died. You're going to see the pressure come right off the edge. It is B.J. Green.
Now that's roughing the passer.
That's late.
And that's not based on which team is doing it. It's a different play than the other one. Aiken in motion. Hand it to Brooks. Taj Brooks to the 7. This is where the offense differs some from the Mike Leach era. The late, great, phenomenal head coach and offensive mind, but Zach Kittley takes some cues from that era.
Yeah, I don't think Mike had too many running backs carried over 20 times in a game in this building.
Averaging 25 carries per game this year, Brooks. Now this substitution comes after a Tech substitution. Kelly's motion ran into the official. There's a lot going on right now. Morton rolling and throwing. He's got it to Miller. He's stonewalled and drives the legs. He's very close to the line to gain. What a rugged run that was.
Yeah, you're going to see Shiloh Sanders, 21, do what he likes to do, and that is just come up and thump. He's got to bring the arms. He doesn't. And now a 3rd and short.
Very short. 3rd down and a quarter of a yard. Morton pulls it and spins, and he got drilled by McNeil. What a hit by Amari McNeil. He blasted off.
You're going to see him right in the middle of the action. Barron, I think, spins away from that thinking he's free. And then 88 just gets him right in the kisser to finish.
Now this is 4th down. You going for this?
Yes. I think for 2 reasons. Number 1, your defense has had a hard time stopping. Number 2, you don't get it. They've got to drive 99 yards.
The officials are talking right now. He was closer to the 1st down on the 2nd down play, Miller was, than Morton was that time, I thought.
There was discussion regarding the 3rd down play. The runner was short of the line to gain on 3rd down. This is 4th down. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 8 minutes and 1 second.
Tuta Salan means 2nd down to get to 3rd down. That was the discussion about the Miller play that then got us to this 4th down. Morton was shorter, but Joey McGuire has been very aggressive in his time here. That's kind of subsided a little bit this year, but this is a go for it.
Yeah, I think so. And this is about making that book, that analytics book, come to life and understanding the whole big picture of the game management.
Quickly to the line. It's a pitch, just like in Ames, for the touchdown for Brooks.
That's exactly what it was. It was a quick huddle right to the line of scrimmage, and just logistically, look at the leverage here from Colorado. You're giving up the edge right away. There is no containment. Hunter tries to get outside. That was a schematic advantage, a logistics advantage, and finally, number 28 has something to cheer about.
Taj time, as he says.
Well, we saw Shadur time on the other side, and now we see a little Taj time.
This is Big 12 time. And you never know exactly where the minute hand is in Big 12 time. It changes by the moment, and this guy forced that last week at Iowa State. Maybe this will be the day for Texas Tech to pull the upset, buddy.
Now in the NFL as well, that air raid has evolved, and a lot of run game and a bunch of spots added to it.
Here's a return for Colton Hood. And a pretty good one. He crumples down at the 28-yard line. Back to the pitch for the score.
So watch this play. I talked about just the logistics, right? There's no Buffalo outside here on the edge with the quick pitch. But here's what I'm really watching. After the play, look at Arden Walker right here, 53. He's the end. And look at him in middle linebacker. We have seen this so often from the Buffaloes today. What are you doing? Just communicating a level of accountability.
Yep.
Right, and it really is like, I see a player-led team with all this conversation with LeJohntay and Travis, and that time with Green and Hillgreen. Like, they hold each other to a standard.
Yeah, I think people see that and they immediately think it's a bad thing that there's that level of frustration, communication. You're saying it not necessarily is, right?
I don't think it is, because it's not like an emotional outrage, pout. It's, let's get on the same page and get this right.
The problem is when something like that happens, a delay.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Can you overcome it in bigger and bigger and bigger games as this season goes on?
Yep, because you know every one of those details and those fundamentals matter. Right? And Pat Shurmur knows it in these settings and on the road, and you get to November and you fall back to your training and your fundamentals.
This is Miller on the run, and he is wrangled by Quincy Ledet Jr. It's a loss of 1, the rare tackle for loss in the run game today.
Well, that was a veteran that's played a lot of ball on that true freshman center, right? We talked about the move they made to Cash Cleveland, but that time that's Ledet, a fifth-year player, playing against a second-game player, and yet Cash Cleveland's disposition just does not change. I love it.
Second and 16. Sanders takes a moment, now bails out, throws it downfield on a comeback. He's got Hunter, who broke free from 2 and nearly made it more. It's 3rd down. So dangerous in freedom here.
Yeah, one of the challenges for Texas Tech when they rush 3 or 4 right? Just impacting that quarterback, because once you extend the play, you know where Shadeur's looking. He's looking for number 12. Those two have a unique connection when that play breaks down.
Jordan just got the shoe top. It's 3rd down and 5. The calm in the face of Shedeur Sanders. Pressure up the middle, got picked up. He'll go down the middle and hit Wester for a 1st down, Colorado. This offensive line is so improved.
Yeah, they are holding their own. You can see the pressure here in just the shield that they give Shedeur to step up. And once again, precision. That ball's got to be on the money, down and away to move the sticks.
Here's a screen, so dangerous. Hunter face to face with Lux, and he got spiked to the turf, and Hunter's going to let him hear about it. Wow. There's a marker in as well on the far side.
Personal foul, face mask, number 0, defense. The player grabbed the helmet opening of the runner. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Yeah, I think the one thing that jumps out about Travis when you watch him, he's unbelievably athletic. But you see this in his blocking as well. He loves to get physical with these DBs. Yeah, and he grabs the back of the helmet and uses that to pull him down. That's 15 more.
That's 60 yards in penalties for Texas Tech and 2 huge 1st downs off those penalties so far today. Sanders backpedaling again. Sanders has to throw it away. It's not near the line of scrimmage. McAlpine tore him down, and 2nd down coming up. Let's see. There is a marker in the defensive backfield as well.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 8, defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Colorado has created 13 defensive holding or pass interference calls this year. That's top 13 in the country. They stress you so much.
Speed, man. Speed just kills. And when they close a cushion as they did right there, you're going to leave Baskerville or Lux or some of these DBs to do nothing but grab, and the locals don't like it.
First down, back to Augustive. We haven't seen much of him here. He's turned away by Jordan. It's a gain of about 5.
I think this drive also illustrates why Joey McGuire goes for it there on 4th and 1. Yeah, he just kind of sensing and feeling that Colorado, after that first frame, has found their rhythm. Right, the mix of the run and the pass, the RPO, Travis Hunter's gotten going. You're going to have to score some more touchdowns with the way this thing is unfolding.
On 2nd down and 5, Shepard, catch and run. That was a great ball that got him free. He could lean into the catch and go with it for a 1st and goal.
Yeah, and once again, it is just the blocking on the perimeter, right? It's buddies helping out one another. That time, I believe it is Miller that is out front. Here comes the rest of the cavalry with the offensive line doing their job. Phillip Houston, the right tackle, just setting the stage for the playmakers.
End zone for Shepard. That's a big hug, and he still came down with it. What a play by Shepard against Horn. These receivers are endless.
Yeah, and they're all different, and that's what makes it so difficult. Shepard is the big one, right? 6'3", 205, now 25 career receiving touchdowns. He's getting pulled with one arm. He's got the coordination and the hand-eye to tip it to himself for his 4th as a Buffalo. Pick your poison. I mean, who do you want? You want Hunter? You want Shepard? They're doing this without Horn, who is also out. Wester speed we saw. This is why you have a chance with a win tonight, an Iowa State loss, to be right there controlling your destiny, because they are dangerous on the perimeter.
Really dangerous. And their loss in conference to Kansas State, they had a 4th quarter lead. They could easily be unbeaten in Big 12. Kind of a subdued crowd compared to the opening couple drives, but not a subdued wind. Still whipping through. Motto will kick it off. replacing Gerlach. Brown on the return. Oh, he's met and absolutely planted. Pancaked all the way back there by Ben Finiseth. And he's enjoying life. Time now for Aflac trivia question. Get help with expenses that health insurance doesn't cover with Aflac. Who's the Big 12's all-time leading rusher? Simple.
Sure.
Who is it? We have Taj Brooks trying to break the Texas Tech all-time record for this school. Who has the most in the Big 12 era? This got deflected. It looked like Brooks comes up with it across the 30, and he's doused by Thomas and Hill Green. That was a quail coming out off the deflection.
No, I think that's pretty good eyes by you right there. No question about it. That was Tawfiq Thomas there getting his hands up.
Quick set. Aiken driven back. Blocking sledded back, and third down coming up. Hodge and McKinney together.
Yeah, Hodge plays a good nickel. I mean, these are good corners, Hunter and McKinney. But the transfer from Liberty has been a big part of it for Livingston. That nickel is such a key position in the NFL, and this is an NFL scheme. And Preston Hodge is just, as the season's grown, like a lot of these Buffaloes just come to life.
Former black belt in karate, Hodge. Third down and 5. Douglas was in motion, and they put it on the ground. Douglas could not reel it in. That's a quick 3 and out for Texas Tech, and that's dangerous to do.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Barron is trying to navigate the edge rusher there to find a lane, right? All these little bubble screens are great and quick screens are great, but you know what? These ends have gotten pretty good. And he's right in the lane of Morton. He's got to try to navigate. It's a little bit in front, and that is a 3 and out. It could come back to haunt Texas Tech here if Colorado keeps.
Oh, it's a fake. They're going to go over the top to nowhere. It is incomplete on a fake punt, but there is a marker down on the play. It was Jason Llewellyn who threw it, the up man. A lot of traffic in the middle of the field there.
There was nobody open there.
There is no foul on the play. The result of the play is an incomplete pass. First down, Colorado.
Did Joey McGuire want pass interference on that? It's a big stop for the Buffaloes and a risky play.
Yeah, McKinney here is, you know, he's thinking this is a punt, right? So he's working to block here, and there is some contact. I mean, that's not who the ball is being thrown to, but man, that seems like a really risky play when it's not a clean picture. You know, it's one thing for maybe a punter to have the ball and control it and see if, like Tom Tupa back in the day, that's from a long time ago.
Just sort of gauge it though, right?
Yeah,
no matter who it is, how elderly you are.
That was such a bang play with just no margin for error.
Now it's a short field, first down. Sanders to Hayden out of the backfield, and he is dropped in a heartbeat. Man, McCarty got in there to freeze that. Loss of 6.
Yeah, you're going to see the pursuit here from the inside out. A little short on the throw makes Hayden stop, and then, well, we get a Red Raider sandwich. We've seen a few of these collisions today.
2nd and 16. Off the mesh, Sanders out wide. It's Wester in space. Look out. Wester goes somersaulting inside the 15.
Oh. And Chapman Lewis, the safety, got a shoelace, and that was it. Right in the middle there, just a little bubble screen off of the RPO. You got blockers in front. Great block once again on the outside. And that is inches from being to the house. Jason, these guys block on the perimeter with relentlessness.
Yes, they do, and it's freed up some big plays. Hayden across the middle out of the backfield, and he's clipped and dropped.
It's one of the details of a program, right, that's got so much splash, so much just attention and exposure and all that. But when you do the nitty-gritty and you block so hard for your buddies around you, that's what's real about what Prime has done. This isn't just like, hey, man, we go throw it around, you know, hey, let's just. No, we do the attention to detail and the hard work of blocking for one another.
And that's why they're very different from last year in terms of record. Sanders breaks it down, rolling to the right, now backpedaling. There's a marker coming in, looks like a hold. Sanders will zip it downfield to the end zone, and Draylon Miller, and he's out of bounds. A lot to unpack here, including a penalty flag way back there at the 33. This would be the 14th accepted penalty.
Holding, number 54, offense. 10-yard penalty, second down.
It's Houston, the right tackle.
You talk about the stress that the offense puts on the defense with all this speed. You know, there's times where when you hold the ball and extend to do all that Shedeur likes to do, you also stress, especially these tackles on the edge. Or they don't know where he is. Is he in? Is he out? Is he dancing around? Is he retreating? Tough play there for the right tackle, Houston.
2nd and 19, Travis Hunter. Tunneling through. Hunter has goal line eyes. Touchdown. They are a screen nightmare.
And we saw Hunter earlier block for his buddy Wester, and guess what you're going to see on this replay? Wester blocking for his buddy Hunter. And then we'll throw in the 300-pounder Seaton, the left tackle, who gets out in front of all of it.
That'll help.
And I love the word that you used earlier, and to me it's what you have felt now for 2.5 quarters. It is just stress. Watch the big guy here. He's going to get out front. Take a look at Wester. All about 160 pounds of him soaking wet, doing his job, and then that's all it takes. Give these burners an alley, and they're gone.
Yep.
He just plays at a different speed, 22.8 miles an hour. Is what the Texas Tech coaches had timed him at. I don't know if that was a DB, a receiver. Does it really matter? He just has a gear others don't have.
I think he just roped a steer in the celebration there.
And that's just felt easy, right? 6 for 95 and a touchdown?
I'm trying to see who the player is that's down on the field. Yeah, that's the reason they have that level of confidence when they're down 13-0, though, because they know that even on snap number 100 or thereabouts, there's that level of explosiveness. That was his 99th play on the field for Travis Hunter. Looks like it's Justin Horn, the freshman linebacker, who is injured.
Oh, and once again, Prime is hot.
Yeah, there's some debris coming from the crowd, which you just don't need. There's no reason for that.
Nope. And Dion is going to protect his guys, and in that case, that looked like Shiloh was the one getting dumped. I'd say you could throw some tortillas and have some fun, but this is, and now Colorado players will talk a little to those fans as well.
Let's see what Allison has downstairs. Allison?
Yeah, it's been chippy throughout, and there's definitely been some back and forth exchanges with multiple people on the Colorado sideline with the tortillas and kind of back and forth. The student section was not taking it well. They started yelling some things, throwing things other than tortillas. Shiloh Sanders returned one of those items, essentially, and that has led to the escalation that you're seeing.
Here it is. You lost your water bottle. But I would say, right, if people are at home, if you're thinking, well, if you're going to throw tortillas, then there's something after that. I wouldn't blame you for thinking that. As everything calms down, Shedeur Sanders has been that this sort of soothing presence for the offense all day long. They were down 13-0. Since then, it's 31-7.
Yeah, just doesn't flinch. amidst, you know, all the chaos.
And there's been a lot of it. I mean, it's stuff getting thrown, but also a fake punt that handed Colorado a very short field. There was an announcement by the public address person here. If you keep throwing things on the field, sections will be ejected. Well, you don't want to sit next to any clowns in that case. I mean, that's a. That's
I think I have ever. Have you ever seen that?
Never.
The whole section?
Nope. That's like in practice, right? Like somebody makes a mistake, everybody runs sprints. Mata on the kick. Brown on the approach. Brown's got space, and he just couldn't keep his feet all the way to the 41. Hunter with the touchdown. Our own Charles Woodson has thoughts on what Travis Hunter's been doing.
In terms of what Travis Hunter is doing is really, truly incredible because he is not coming off the field. I got to play here and there. He is actually always in the game plan. Really amazed at what he's doing at this level, being able to play every snap of the game. So, love to watch it.
That's very high praise from a guy who knows what it's like to play both sides of the ball. Now Texas Tech back to the offense. Can Taj Brooks get it rolling? He's averaging just over 2 yards a carry. He gets shoved after the play. The officials are standing right there. Barnes threw him after the whistle, and nothing comes from it.
Yeah, this thing's getting real chippy and a lot of noise.
Listen in. Here's Brooks. He gets spiked out of bounds. They've got to throw a marker on something, or else this is going to get really ugly.
I don't think you can call it there, though, Jason, because the contact, watch it with McKinney, it happens before he's out of bounds. So he starts that action while he is in play, but I know the optics are rough.
Well, my point being, the previous play looked like it was post-whistle. Dean Blandino, let us know what you're seeing. There's going to be a replay here, a replay review. Dean, what do you think atmospherically and then also the plays that we just saw?
Whenever you have a game that seems to be on the verge of getting out of control, you want to take that first opportunity. You can't manufacture a flag or a foul, but certainly that play where the whistle was blown and the ball carrier was driven back, that's the one where, to me, that should have been a flag. And then it kind of calms the whole situation. Here, the contact starts in bounds. This is not a foul. They're obviously looking at whether the runner made the line to gain on this one.
Thank you, Dean.
Yeah, you call a lot of basketball.
Yeah.
This feels like kind of one of those situations that you see in a basketball game where, right, the officials will get together and say, hey, this thing's getting out of control. And sometimes they even pull the coaches together on both sides or the captains on the team and say, hey, let's let this thing happen on the field or on a basketball court. Right, because it's kind of got that emotion right now in this whole place as the crowd's going nuts.
Yeah,
that this thing could get out of hand.
I mean, this feels. We saw Dan Lanning at Oregon last week use Gladiator. This feels like a coliseum more than a football field right now.
First down for Texas Tech.
Yeah.
We all understand.
I didn't do anything. I'm not going to throw anything. I'm not going to get the whole section.
It's not even my section,
no.
dude. But the level just below this is why we love college football. 100%. And that's what makes it so hard for officials and fans and everybody alike, because just below where we are right now is the reason this is such a wonderful sport.
Because it means so much to everyone in the building.
Exactly right. Brooks on the run. He is met, and that will do it for an emotional third quarter.
It's like a West Texas saloon.
Swinging doors take us to the
this fourth quarter. What was the message?
Just to answer right here, get into a fight. You know, we're going to right here get the points and friggin' we're used to one-score games and stuff like that, so we want to keep it, to where we've got some momentum. But score right here and fight in fourth quarter.
Did you address the chippiness we're starting to see it all in this game with your guys?
Yeah, I think that actually what's happening is more probably in the stands than, on the field. I think the guys both teams are playing their hearts out, and it's one of those deals. It's the Big 12, and it's a fun conference, and we're fixing to go in the fourth quarter and see if we can't win this thing.
Thanks, Joey.
All righty, thank you.
Ready to get into a fight, and so is his team. That's a first down for Conyers to the 35 as the smoke clears from the third quarter end festivities.
Yeah, if you were wondering that maybe after the third quarter festivities would calm it down, no.
Morton gets hit and dropped. It's McNeil again bursting through. What a night for him.
Yeah, this guy has just become a difference maker. This D-line has, right? We have seen it. Again, that's going after the left guard, Porcher, right there. And just that swim move, using your hands. Right, these defensive linemen, it's their feet and it's their hands. And when they get their hands and they can throw away Porcher and get to the quarterback, yeah, these sacks have come to life over the course of the season as well.
Third sack today for the Buffaloes. It's a loss of 7. Morton, with time, gets it out to Douglas. In space against Hodge. He got by him, but the cavalry came. Hodge slowed him down enough, and it's 3rd and long. So now this is likely a play to try to at least get into field goal range.
Correct.
Or get yourself a 4th down go.
Correct.
On 3rd and 12. Quick set and a quick hit. Beautifully played defensively. Kelly got hit by Hodge. Outstanding effort by Hodge.
Yeah, this guy is just all over. This is a team that plays as much press man as anybody in college football, but when they've gone to the zone in these situations, they've been all over the details as well.
It's a gain of 3
on point.
It's 4th down, Brock. 4th and 9. Here we go. Morton feeling the heat again. He's lassoed and dropped. They'll blow it dead, and a marker comes in at the end of the play. Oh my goodness, it's a face mask. It looks like Keaton Wade got in there. Wow. They had him. The play was basically over. Oh, targeting. It's a targeting call. And if it's just targeting, remember they can remove that flag if it's only targeting. I did not see a face mask signal, though he had the face mask.
Yeah, that was not targeting. That was clearly face mask. Now that.
But is it head or neck area, or did he get him in the shoulder is the question, because he has given himself up. Dean Blandino is with us. Dean, what do you see here? A lot to unpack.
A mess.
Initially, with the flag down, I thought they had the face mask. I do think he got the mask with the left hand. This is what they're calling. You do have a player that is considered defenseless. The contact was not to the head neck area. Again, it's going to come down to the crown. Did he hit him with the top of the helmet? That's what they're looking at here.
But, Dean, they don't call the face mask, and you can't put that on, right?
You cannot put that on, unfortunately. You cannot review the missed face mask. This is what they're looking at. Did he hit him with the crown? This will be a good look. Head is down without question. But does he get him with enough of the top of the helmet, or is it off to the side? Again, it's got to be confirmed.
Joey McGuire has a microphone. He said, students, stop throwing stuff on the field. We're going to get a penalty.
After review, there is no foul for targeting.
And this isn't going to help.
Turnover on downs. It's Colorado's ball at the 45-yard line. First down.
This has been a wild 10 minutes or so in terms of adjudication.
Yeah, this is, and Joey said it to Allison, I mean, it is coming from the stands as well. And none of that has been beneficial to the home team. It'd be one thing if they're feeding off it, but it looks like, and it's actually feeding Colorado much more than it is the home team.
And a major credit to Coach Prime and his ability to keep this team together. First of all, trailing 13-0, but then also in the middle of all of this, just doing their business.
Yes, and they're playing really hard. But that was a face mask.
It was.
There was a roughing the passer, and I'm sure that Joey McGuire and his staff's furious. You know, and after this game, you could see the hands on the face. Like, okay, I know I have to overcome these calls, but that's been a couple of them that have just been in critical downs and distances, much to the favor of the guys from Boulder.
Especially in an 11-point game, you say if that Colorado drive didn't happen, that led to the touchdown off the roughing the passer, and then this one. But you know what?
But you make your own breaks as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Being returned to the spot where the sack occurred. It is first down Colorado at the 45-yard line.
And look at our freshman.
Cash is just right in the middle of it, having a good old time, playing center like you always dreamed of. He might be on Big Noon Kickoff next week. He keeps going like this. Augustive, short toss. And Augustive is ripped down. He won't get anything. Ester's got most of his body. Second down coming up.
Yeah, and this just feels like an enormous drive. That what the Buffaloes have done out on the road at UCF is they distance. What they did at Arizona, they distance. Here's their chance to really distance with so much of the momentum going their way.
Colorado needs a little bit of help with an Iowa State loss, and then the Buffaloes would control their own destiny going home to the finish line here, hoping to get to the Metroplex. Sanders, another flip. Miller put it on the ground. That's a forward pass. It's incomplete. It's third down.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass. It's third down.
Everything is 10x right now in this building.
It feels on tilt, doesn't it? Yeah, clearly an incomplete forward thrown, and now a big 3rd and 10. And there's Wester, and there's Shepard, and there's Travis Hunter. There's so many different weapons to go to, and even the true freshman Miller in the slot to the top has been more than able as well.
How much time will Sanders have? They'll back off and rush only for Texas Tech. Sanders bails again. He gets out of the pocket enough to create a throw. It's incomplete for Hunter, and it's 4th down. Hunter is down as well. There's also an injured Red Raider. Lux was down. Braylon Lux, the corner.
Yeah, and I think it is Dingle, the linebacker, that is going to come in here eventually. He's spying. You see him, the linebacker spying the entire way. He takes the shot on Sanders, and that is the reason that that ball just fell short of Hunter's opportunity to dig it out.
I don't know that that deep breath is going to fix anything emotionally in this building right now. Should be delay of game.
Delay of game.
And it is.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
We all, no matter what age you are, have grown up knowing of wild rides with this scenery.
Yeah,
this building.
You don't get many of these at the next level.
No.
I mean, you get great emotion and passion and all of that, but the messiness of this, tortillas thrown the field.
It's the beauty of it, really. The confusion is the beauty.
Yes.
Bassett to punt it away. He'll angle it toward the sideline, and it's Brown on a return. Brown dodging outside, and he crawls to the 30-yard line. It's a net of 29. Return with us. Oh, yeah, Joel, that's the right music. Uh-huh. A special thank you to our 3 members of the military on our crew: Larry Hildreth, Jimmy Kidd, and Brian Zwolinski, BZ, our AD, as this ball is tipped and it's incomplete. So 2nd down coming up.
Nice job by Barnes there. This defensive line been a difference, man. They've made life difficult on Barron. They've tipped balls, they've gotten into throwing lanes, they have sacked him, they've hit him, they've harassed him, even more so than the other guys, much more so than they've done to Shedeur.
2nd down, they'll lean on the run game. Taj Brooks, open space really for the first time today, and he breaks it down just short of midfield.
Well, remember, this guy has gotten 100 yards every single outing. He missed the Wazoo game. That was the other 8. He has gone over the century mark. It's been hard yards today, though.
Morton down the middle, that's deflected, and it's picked off. It's Hill Green coming the other way, intercepted by Nakai Hill Green. Wow.
Jason, it is as if, I mean, you can watch him right here. Just watch this. It's like he's got a net between his two hands. He's fixing his mouthpiece. He jumps up, and the ball just sticks.
He rang it into his own hand.
That was remarkable stuff. I mean, this is your run stuffer, their second leading tackler. But once again, just the ball awareness to get your big old paws up, your hands up, and make a game-changing takeaway. Barron can't believe it. He's like, I didn't even see that guy. He was fixing his mouthpiece before the snap.
Just came out of nowhere. From the 39, first down. Sanders for Shepard. Another block by Seaton on the outside. And they're across the 25 just like that. There is no reason this team couldn't end up in the college football playoff the way they've played the last 2.5 quarters.
Well, they're continuing to do it, too, on the road. And Jordan Seaton, the left tackle, you're absolutely right. Going to be the freshman All-American, 6'5", 290. I think number 77 is just out in front of that play again with the receivers. Miller 6 helping his buddies out. These plays all look great to draw up, but you need the effort of everyone to get it done.
Timeout on the field for the injured player. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 11 minutes.
At the moment,
16 seconds.
Colorado now is in second place because Iowa State just lost to Kansas. So everything is coming up Buffalo's right now. And we said it, but this game maybe is the best example this year of how complete of a team Coach Prime has created this year.
Yeah, and you could see Barron Morton shaking his head like, man, that first quarter was so nice. I was moving the ball up and down the field on these guys, and then they took the punch and punched right back.
Chapman Lewis was the injured party for Texas Tech. He is off the field, and the counter punch has been swift and decisive so far for Colorado. And they will lean on this Texas Tech defense here. First down, a demonstrative handoff to Augustive, who he's only had 8 carries, but they have been such calming carries for this offense.
Yeah, there's just a level of physicality to him as well. And that time, a little counter game. Our young freshman Cleveland holds the point, allows the guys to get in front, and Augustive just running physical.
2nd and 6, Sanders whips it out wide. That's on the turf. Hunter has dropped a couple. Now that one was sort of out of rhythm. It was an odd arm angle, but 3rd and 6.
You could see him shaking his head right there. And having again to navigate those little bubble screens, not always the easiest thing to do.
If Texas Tech's going to stay in this game, this has got to be a stop.
You coming after him?
Can you?
You have to.
Yeah, they will. And it's a low throw. It's Wester. He makes the catch, and now the Buffaloes have a choice. It's 4th and 2.
Yeah, I don't think you can sit back and let him just dance and do all that he wants to do. You have to force the issue they do. The low throw forces a field goal attempt.
Mata has just been outstanding. This will be from 33. Straight away. It's fading a little bit, but he sneaks it through. 2-score game still. 9:46 to go. The Buffaloes, as of right now, control their own destiny to get into the very contentious at big moments, but the Buffaloes have stayed the course through all of it and played very good football. Now this bounces away inside the 5, and it's going to have to be returned. And there's a marker that's come in as well, just in case you wanted to add to the 15.
Yeah, that's going to be a block in the back to set you back half the distance as well.
During the return, illegal block in the back, number 18, receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. It's first down, Texas
All right,
Tech.
the answer to our Aflac trivia question, the Big 12's all-time leading rusher. Gone way too soon, Cedric Benson. 5,540 yards with the Longhorns. I mean, you saw him play.
Unbelievable. I want to say over 1,000 attempts in his career as well. An absolute workhorse.
As has been Taj Brooks, who nearly snuck through a gap. It was Walker who turned him down. It's a gain of 3.
Yeah, can't say enough about this front, man. Linebackers, the defensive line, they have done stuff to Brooks that nobody else has done this year.
79 yards. It's taken 25 carries, and he'll sneak through to the 11, so it'll be third down coming up. But the fake punt led to a touchdown, the interception to a field goal, and some distance now for the Buffaloes, and a big third down here. Right back to Brooks. He'll skate outside. Taj Brooks breaks away. He's across the 25. He's thrown down by Walker again, but he's closing in on the record.
And he gets just enough on the edge here. His buddy and longtime roommate Rogers, the right tackle, enough of 53 Walker to give him the chance to bump it out to some green grass.
Oh, down he goes. Morton got hit. The ball is loose. It's kicked around to the 16. B.J. Green drilled him, and Silman Craig is on it. It's a turnover, Colorado.
Wow.
There's a marker down as well. Morton never saw it.
Well, this has been a few times today, that edge pressure in B.J. Green. He's going to be one sore young man tomorrow. And Warren Sapp giving some love, appropriately so, to B.J. Green. They tried to pull their guard on that protection. Davion Carter tried to come out and block Green, and he just said, not on my watch.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7, Colorado for taunting. The penalty is 15 yards. It's first down and 10 for Colorado.
Okay, so here's your edge player, right? He's got eyes to it. Here comes the guard around. Once again, I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to get you off me, and then I'm going to go hit this quarterback so hard that that ball spits to my teammate. Even with the little kick, Silman Craig able to bring it in. Takeaway's been the biggest key for Texas Tech this year, right? The
Yes.
struggles they've had defensively, they've been the one to take the ball away. That has not happened today.
I mean, Colorado has been relentless for 2.5 quarters now.
Yeah, I mean, this is our third Colorado game, and I have said it, I don't know, at least 24 times. The difference with this team is the line of scrimmage. All of these stars on the perimeter and Shedeur were there last year.
Sanders wants it all on the first ball to the end zone. Hunter went up and nearly had a moment. It is incomplete.
You could just see him, right? Just timing it up. Look at his eyes as he's tracking it. Timing, but a nice job there by Texas Tech to just hold their own.
It's Lux.
Yep, you could see Braylon go up, try to time it the exact same time, kind of like a jump ball in basketball.
Travis Hunter knows something about that with his skills on the court. Hunter, they'll feed him this time. He'll backtrack somehow and then end up out of bounds.
Yeah, so this is a couple plays where you're obviously trying to get Travis and give your star an opportunity. But these are now 2 plays with an incompletion and that little bubble pass that have not done much damage after the takeaway.
That's his 14th target of the game. He's got 7 catches, couple of drops.
And you're also now kind of extending to the very range of Mata's distance as well.
His season long coming in at 47. This is right there. Sanders with a flag coming in. Sanders weaving his way, and he will go down. So depending on the penalty, which looks like holding, they might be out of field goal range now. D.B. Carroll with the sack.
Holding, number 52, offense. The penalty is declined. It's fourth down.
You know, if you throw that away, though, you have the opportunity to play the down again, even with the holding penalty.
Yeah. And our freshman's like, are you kidding me? I love this kid.
I got to tell you, I think anybody who's watched this entire game would watch the Cash Cleveland show. He wants another replay of it. He's got to be on Big Noon next week. Got to be. Well, I'm not the booker for him.
Yep.
But he's got to be.
Oh, come on.
Oh. You want to stop there, by the way. I hope you enjoy the seat you're in. That's a delay of game.
Well, that was a pretty good sudden change stop by that defense. You make this a 3-score game?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything is ever over, but the fact you get that stop and it is still just a 2-score game and all 3 timeouts, that was not well done, well executed by Colorado. And Dion knows it. That was your chance to finish. And I think, honestly, that coaching is for right now, for these final 7 minutes, Jason, but it's also coaching for the next 3 weeks.
Well, he's been in so many big games, whether on a football field or in a World Series. You know, he knows these moments, and you can't unravel.
That's right. And if you give your opponent an opportunity, you had a chance to finish them right there with that drive, and you did not do it.
Bassett has been so good at pinning people inside the 20-yard line, and he'll do it again. 7:05 to go here in Lubbock. Who knows what's left in store?
+2, relentless.
But they couldn't pay it off with points last time. So now Taj Brooks, a breakaway run across the 40-yard line. With that carry, Taj Brooks has just become the leading rusher in Texas Tech history, and Colorado calls timeout. And Brooks can bask in the moment for a brief moment, but they are trailing by 14. Congratulations to Taj Brooks, who has just broken Byron Hanspard's record from the 90s. Most rush yards in Texas Tech history.
And it's been a hard night, man. 17 carries, 35 yards at halftime. So almost 100 here in the second half, and he's sprung for a couple of these big chunk runs. Congratulations. I mean, that is, this young man's had almost 1,500 rushing attempts between high school and college. He's carried the burden of his teams for so long. And even tonight, on a difficult night, kind of just shows you the resolve and the grit as well. This thing's not over yet, Jason. And that 3 and out and that sack, and you could see it in Dion. Dion knew the magnitude, a chance to finish an opponent you don't, and you've given him life.
Maynard, Texas's own Taj Brooks. A hard cut that time. He'll add to his record with 3 yards there. Second down. This will be his 30th carry the next time he touches the ball. Kelly didn't know that the pressure was coming from McKinney, and he got blasted.
Yeah, just compare and contrast again, the blocking on the perimeter. Just an amazing job by McKinney. The secondary, they have been all over it.
The clock's moving. That's an incomplete pass. We just lost 7 seconds or so. It might be as many as 10. The officials, I believe, just noticed that. The clock was moving on an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and clearly
or was it right?
No, it was 4 by 2.5 yards.
Yeah, the official waved it off on the near side.
The result of the previous play was an incomplete pass. The clock inadvertently continued to run. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 6 minutes, 35 seconds. 6:25, correction.
We just got 23 seconds and lost 10 seconds. And I think of what Deion Sanders said to us about they have this guy over on the sideline to signal Mata's range with a flag. And he says, I don't want to worry about mathematics.
6 minutes, 32 seconds.
So now, okay. This is not helping.
Hey, it was just daylight savings, okay?
Nice save, Heward. Wow. 3rd and 7. Back to Brooks. First down and more.
Well, this has been some of the best recipe is just the patience One of the rare occasions, again, a missed tackle there by Hill Green, the linebacker. They have been so good. Maybe wearing down a little bit.
All 3 timeouts left. That's Kelly into space to the 31. Hodge with the tackle. Texas Tech has a rhythm.
Much time.
Yeah.
And all timeouts, whereas Colorado has 0.
For a team that just came back to win last week against Iowa State, Morton's going to have to chuck this out of bounds. And a marker comes in at the end of the play.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 93, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Okunlola. What do you think?
Don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I think both fan bases are saying, well, if that one was, then the other one was.
That's all that opens the door to do.
Well, that door opened up a couple quarters ago. That's the 19th accepted penalty of the ball game. Morton on the roll. He's going to throw on the run, incomplete. He wanted Aiken right near the goal line.
And guess who? Once again, Hodge. He is, man, this entire secondary, I know Coach Sanders was talking about the DB coach Mathis and the job that he's done with these guys.
5 minutes, 45 seconds.
But it is not just all Travis Hunter's athleticism, right? To watch DJ McKinney grow, to watch Hodge grow, to watch Hood grow. The coaching and the development side in that secondary have been impressive in 2024 as well.
We're going to run it 2nd and 10, and Colorado crashes down on that. That's Bentley on the stop. It's Jacoby Williams on the carry. 3rd down for Texas Tech. Williams, a very good pass catcher out of the backfield. Morton to throw. He goes to the end zone. It's incomplete. You mentioned McKinney. He had the coverage on Douglas. And is that a taunting penalty that's coming? Oh, my goodness. They lost a touchdown against Cincinnati on the Jimmy Horn taunting penalty.
Yep. That was 3rd down?
Yes, it was.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 8, Colorado for taunting. The penalty is half the distance to the goal.
Jason, you know this in this other sport that you love in baseball. If you just keep giving extra outs, you just can't do this. You can't point at him and...
And Hunter, look at Hunter.
Yes,
Hunter's
he
like,
knows
stop it.
That's going to be 4th down.
Yeah,
and this is extra out after extra out after extra out.
1st and goal. Morton's got a crosser. It's Aiken, and he's not going anywhere. Bentley with the pursuit.
And now time really does start to become a premium here. You have got to, you play fast anyway. If you're Texas Tech, you've really got to maximize every second.
Down to 5 minutes. It's been a quick drive. Douglas, the motion man. Here comes the pressure. He'll wing it out for Douglas, and that's wide and incomplete. McKinney was coming toward him, and it's 3rd and goal.
I think Mr. Douglas felt Mr. McKinney coming after him.
I think you're right.
Yes. And actually, if he catches it, not only does he get smacked, that clock is going to continue to run, so at least he stopped the clock. An obvious 4-down territory.
Texas Tech playing without Dre McCray and Micah Hudson today in the wide receiver room. Very good 3rd down so far for Texas Tech. Morton's got the completion, and down to about the 2. It's Kelly who is trying to lean into the end zone. It's 4th and goal.
Oh, and just look at the relentless pursuit, and guess who's underneath it all? Yep.
Shiloh.
Shiloh's there. Preston Hodge is there. About 4 Buffaloes are there fighting for every blade of grass here on 4th and goal.
Llewellyn is in as an extra tight end. He's the one who threw the fake punt pass. Douglas in motion. 4th down run. They stopped it. McNeil burst through again with Bentley.
The ruling on the field is the runner was short of the line to gain. It's first down, Colorado.
What a play again from McNeil.
This guy has just put on an absolute show. I mean, Hodge has been a stud. Watch this here. Just look at the inside move. The left guard, O'Shea, has his head down. McNeil has his eyes up. He has total awareness in the biggest moment of the game. And remember, he too has been a developmental guy this season. Yep. They have lost 1, 2, 3 defensive tackles. He's gotten more run and more run and more run. And as great teams do, Jason, as great teams do, you see players over the course of the year emerge and develop into difference makers. Hodge has become that. McNeil has become that.
And a hit behind the line. I think the crowd wanted a face mask on the run by Brooks. Augustive gets stopped.
First charge, time out of the half. 30 seconds in
He
late.
played 8 games in 2 years at Tennessee, McNeil did. He was a 3-star prospect out of high school, out of the state of Georgia. Destiny to get into the Big 12 title game.
You know, yesterday we heard some I never heard before. And actually, Dion said he's never done them before. That after every practice, they grade. The coaches grade the players, and the players grade themselves. And then they go to bat. And that's a grading scale of a 1 through 5 every practice. 5 is a star, 4 is above average, 3 is average, 2 is not good, 1 shouldn't be in the program. And that level of just teaching and accountability. There's another penalty flags up.
Well, Dion said they all love when Phil Lodeholt, the offensive line coach, gets up at the front of the room because he's very direct.
Most O-line coaches are.
What he describes kind of sounds like the baseball arbitration process, right? Where you walk in, you say, here's what I am. They're going to decline this penalty, by the way. They don't want to get to another down.
Yeah,
Phil Lodeholt.
You got to be kidding me. He doesn't like that. But honestly, the best O-line coaches are blunt. They're totally transparent. And that kind of familial group, right? Those 5 guys with, their coach all work together. And yeah, it's a pretty straight shooting affair.
Dallin Hayden on the run. Texas Tech has 2 timeouts. Is that Cash? That's Cash Cleveland again, pushing the pile from behind. So they'll use the timeout. There's going to be 1 remaining. This is a 2-score game still. Played ever since the second series of the game. There was 1 early snap from Zelinskis. Cleveland took over, and he's been in the middle of it.
Yeah, and you can see, Lodeholt's like 6'7". As you saw, Cleveland, didn't even look at him. And yeah, Lodeholt's not real happy about that holding call.
He said, we can't do that. That was the first thing, and then he kind of turned away, and I missed the rest. Coming up after the game, stay tuned for College Football Extra, sponsored by Defender. A lot of goings on in college football. We mentioned the carnage of the Big 12. Iowa State and Matt Campbell take another loss. Now they have to root for a Colorado loss down the road. Georgia and Ole Miss was highly interesting as well, and just what we needed. A whistle in your living room. Just so you know what it's like to be right on the field. Williams on the return, and it's not going to make it to him. Bassett, another short punt. All right, our Pacific Life game summary, Splash, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years.
Yeah, this first quarter felt like a month ago. It was big plays by Texas Tech, and then it was a response right away there in the second quarter from some of the speed and playmakers on the edge. One of Shadur's 4 touchdowns. Calm, cool, and collected. That was a big 4th down play that kept hopes alive.
Shepard right here, beautiful catch.
Yep.
That was a little Heisman pose mid-play, actually, now that we look at it again, from Hunter with a stiff arm that went into a Heisman, and rightfully so. 7 catches, 96 yards, and a stalwart on defense again. Williams, the tailback, and the freshman pushing forward.
And having shown all of those amazing clips of the perimeter skill and big playmakers, honestly, it's Nwankwo, it's McNeil, it's Hodge, it's some of the other names on this roster that played enormous games today for Colorado.
McNeil's been outstanding. That's a beautiful play right there by Stoutmeyer.
Who's coming in and playing linebacker, by the way. The strong safety showing you that he can play a little strong safety backing up Shiloh. He can come into the box and play a little linebacker when called upon as well.
Dad Omar, a great player in the NFL in the secondary. Morton down the middle. That's a laser, and Aiken does hang on, and he is hurt. He took a big hit. Colton Hood was in there. You could see it coming on the throw.
Yeah, and it was Shiloh coming over as well.
You could hear the contact.
Yeah, and you know, as a big receiver in Coy, 6'2", 210, a rodeo stud.
Yeah.
I mean, as tough as they come, but you know when you're running those slants, you can feel those safeties, those other players. As you see Dion putting his arm around Joey McGuire, you know you got contact in front of you, but you feel, kind of like a quarterback does in the pocket, you feel that contact coming from the other side. That's totally clean.
Yep.
I think those two will probably talk after the game as well. Maybe tomorrow they'll catch up about this wild affair.
Text thread could be a little spicy. Two close friends.
Yep.
And again, if you missed it earlier, Joey McGuire coached Dion Jr. at Cedar Hill in 2009 when he was the head coach of that tremendous football program. Three minutes to go. Morton, more pressure. And once again, it's Keaton Wade.
I know what the once again is, because it's another sack.
Yeah.
Right? It's Keaton Wade, it's Okunlola, it's Walker, it's Green, it's McNeil, it's all of them.
We got a false start. I think Wade pointing it out.
False start. Number 67, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
I mean, I'd have to add Wade to this list of some of the others that we have talked about, right? Of a guy that, where did he come from?
Yeah, we saw it first in the Arizona game.
He wasn't playing in Nebraska, right? I mean, he wasn't a part of this thing in September, but you grind, you practice, you grow. Cash Cleveland, like all these guys, like, and then when your opportunity comes, you maximize it.
And they have. Right down the middle, it's Brooks out of the backfield, and Taj Brooks will set up a third down and decent for Texas Tech. They got to hustle here. It's one timeout remaining, just over 2 minutes. They have a 2-minute timeout. They'd love to score before that, but that ship looks like it might sail. Morton down the sideline, tough catch, and got it, touchdown. Jalen Conyers, second of the day. He actually may have mistimed his jump, but he still made the catch.
That is a big-time play from a former four-star that was at Oklahoma, that was at ASU, that actually had, Jason, in 2022, 3 touchdowns against Colorado. That is now his second today. I think he kind of likes playing these guys. And he used that big body to just block out Silman Craig, high point it, and make this a one-score game with 2:12 still left.
Now you don't have to onside kick.
Correct.
Extra point is good.
I don't think you do, by the way.
No.
Before we get to that decision, Conyers is 6'4", 265 right here. And he's going through that little stack alignment, get a one-on-one with the safety, and this is a great throw by Barron. Just put it up. Just go kind of entry pass to the big man in the post. And you're right, he mistimed it, but because of the immense size advantage, there is nothing the 185-pound Silman Craig can do.
The Big 12 all year has been an amusement park. I mean, 12 scores to go ahead in the final minute. 23 games within the league decided by one score.
Kind of like the NFL.
It is.
The NFL feels like just fast forward to the final 5 minutes. Everything's going to happen there.
Now, we know that you don't want to give Patrick Mahomes the ball with like a minute left down 7. But what happens if you give Patrick Mahomes jerseys the ball down 7 with a minute left?
Yeah, well, I know this. With the 2-minute timeout and a timeout, I don't think this forces your hands But by all counts, they're certainly going to look like to go for the onside kick.
And they will. And this ends up in the hands of Wester, Colorado football. Now, the safe part of that is, if you give up a first down anyway, you're going to lose.
Correct.
So it's not like field goal range is really an issue because they're out of it as they get the ball.
But I'd also consider Colorado's punter has been really rough today.
Good point.
You pin them back, you get a stop, you're going to punt maybe with a minute 20.
That's a good point. That's part of the equation.
But more than
certainly.
anything, you got to get a stop anyhow.
That's right. Shedeur Sanders, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 28 for 41. Late substitution here. And now Texas Tech is going to substitute, and they're going to get a delay of game penalty out of this.
And that's just another mistake.
Yep, Colorado substituted. Yep, Traylon Miller came on.
And Shedeur can be upset about it, but when you run on the field with 13 seconds and sub and you're late, the other team has every opportunity to make that sub. This has not been the cleanest offensive execution the final 10 minutes of this game. It really has given life to Texas Tech an opportunity.
And now that first down is farther in the distance. They'll run it with Augustive, and he goes down in a hurry. Texas Tech will use the timeout. So third down could veritably come up on the 2-minute timeout. They don't need much help. It's a throw, and it is put on the ground by Hunter. That's an incomplete pass, I believe. Let's see. Are they going to say it's complete?
He caught it, but the knee was down. He had to go once again down to the ground to catch it.
Now, the clock isn't moving right now. I believe they're saying incomplete, and that is really going to... Okay, so they do say catch, and the knee was down, so the clock should be moving, and it is now. Okay. That was very close to allowing an extra 40 seconds or so for Texas Tech. A lot still in play here in Lubbock. Texas Tech is out of timeouts. You have to assume this is a run, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, it's a throw, and they'll pitch it to make sure they get a completion. Hunter's got to stay in bounds, and he does. Smart play there by Shermer and the offense to get some yards out of it.
Yeah, not a run, but basically a run. That was a screen, right, that we have seen the other side use a couple different times. Just dragging a receiver across with blockers in front. Texas Tech, look at Rodriguez. We still got a chance. And stranger things happen in college football. You don't score off of a sack fumble. You don't get off the field because you're taunting. You have given this opponent life, and strange things have happened in this building through the decades.
Yes. 17 tackles for Rodriguez in this game, by the way. And it looks like Colorado is going to take the delay of game and get to 0 here. Take the 5 yards for Bassett.
So no onside kick.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
You get the stop, and this punt would have been from the 25-yard line instead of midfield.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock.
And Baron Morton's thinking it takes one.
Yep.
Takes one. You know, and they really have not had the perimeter shot to Kelly or to Douglas. We'll see if Aiken can come back in the game, knocked out in that last series, but it takes one big play.
Have about a minute. Bassett does get it away. Brown back to receive, and that's a really good punt by Bassett. That's his specialty. They set him up for it. Last week at Iowa State, the previously unbeaten Cyclones. Morton gets it to Kelly, an early touchdown. Taj Brooks put it away, but they came back in a similar situation to change the Big 12 race.
Yep, now you got to go 94 yards, and you got to do it in 63 seconds, and you don't have a timeout.
And this is...
which means these throws have got to be beyond the chains.
For fatigue purposes, this is the 151st play of the ball game combined. Morton, right down the middle. It's tipped and nearly intercepted. Stoutmeyer got the hand up to deflect it.
Yeah, one of the advantages when you have a safety playing at that second level, that linebacker level, you can see it. He is watching and staring it the whole way, and it's a good thing he got that fingertips because you could see Conyers in front of the safeties for a big play.
And Colorado get home rushing 4. They have all day, and they got there that time. The arm was coming forward. The ball is loose. It's picked up by Shiloh Sanders. Walker knocked it free. It's a touchdown.
It is a fumble recovered by the defense for a touchdown.
Shiloh knows that dance. Now we'll see, and this is the right call, right? You let it play out, and then you're going to go back and look and see if that arm was coming forward. I don't think so.
No, it was out. His arm did come forward, but the ball was out of his hand before that.
The movement of the ball was created as it was going back there. Yeah, that's a fumble.
He tried to propel it forward, but that's not the rule.
The ball was already coming out, right, with the contact there from Arden Walker. And these edges, man, have just been phenomenal. These tackles just have not, either side, have just not been able to block him. You asked the perfect question. Can you get home with 4? Not only get home, Jason, it looks like you can finally put the nail in the coffin with that sack fumble touchdown.
Yeah, and the crowd doesn't like it, but that's the right call, and we'll hear from Dean Blandino after the point after from Mata here. But control is the issue. Dean, your thoughts?
Great call by the officials. This game has had a little bit of everything, so of course it's going to end this way. But you can see the contact by the defender is going to knock the ball loose. The hand is coming forward, but without control of the football. So that is a fumble, and it's going to be a touchdown for Colorado, and they confirmed it.
I mean, I don't even know who you give game balls to here.
88, 53, 2, 12,
24.
Bingo.
I mean, it's, and then the linebackers, Hill Greens gets the pick. Bentham, I mean, they just
35, BJ Green.
Yes.
Right.
And this is how you win your 4th in a row on the road. This is how you set the table for an unbelievable 3 weeks. Big Noon, it was lit in Orlando. It was lit today. Big Noon in Boulder next Saturday. With controlling their own destiny over the final 3 weeks, which includes Utah at home, a trip to Kansas that will be dangerous, and beat Iowa State today.
Yep.
And then the Pokes to end the thing at home, who have been beaten up and broken.
Yeah,
what a ride.
This has been an absolute thriller for Colorado. They'll chip it to the 50-yard line. There's still 51 seconds left. It's unlikely, but you can still score onside kick it. Who knows? But this, as you said, the remaining schedule.
Reset the game clock to 50 seconds.
Clock operator, if named every time we heard clock operator, would have an NIL deal by the end of the night. Kansas has played enough close games that is a worrisome deal for Colorado.
Oh, yeah, they beat a good Houston team. Kansas State down to the wire. Iowa State they beat today. They're kind of finding their footing with a lot of new personnel. But, man, what an impressive 4-game run. First time since 1996 to win 4 on the road.
Yep, 4 on the road in a row. For Colorado, 4 for the season since 96.
And I can already hear Deion's presser. Like, we haven't done anything. Like, we just won this game, scored 41 points, and we haven't played our best game.
He was out of bounds. Shouldn't the clock have stopped there? They're going to wind it. Morton is down across the 40.
Now, I'll say this, though. Best game of the year, this front today. I mean, in this building, against this running back, some veteran old linemen, pretty good quarter. Like, this front took this game over.
This game had every reason to unravel for Deion Sanders' team, and it absolutely didn't. A major credit to him and his coaching and his son Shadur for keeping this offense even-keeled all day, but first when they were down 13-0. Look out. Colorado is a very complete football team right now. Still some work to do on the penalties. There's a breakaway from Brown. He'll end up out of bounds. 4 seconds to go. And that's
the penalties, a chance to really close it in distance there after a couple takeaways. You saw the emotion from him in that 4th quarter. Right? He's pretty disappointed in offense that didn't really finish Joey McGuire's crew the way they could have. And yet, A sack fumble, Shiloh scores, a 2-score win, and in total control of their destiny in the Big 12.
Win out, you go to Dallas. Arlington, incomplete. Ball game over. Colorado is a winner, 41-27 over Texas Tech. We made it to the finish line, and this Buffaloes team is scary right now. Final score, Colorado 41, Texas Tech 27 for our entire wonderful crew. Bo Garrett, Darren Foster, everybody in the truck. Allison Williams, Brock Hewitt, Jason Benetti saying good night. We'll be back with more post-game coverage from Los Angeles right after these messages.